Now get ready for the time of your lives, cause you are now watching GAHCast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to GAHCast, the home of forced rubber duck and anime jokes. I'm your host, Hydrowave 99. I'm joined here today with FluufAlpaca. How are you today?
You're lucky this is the intro.
Right, because we're actually doing something a bit different this episode. So, as many of you know from the earlier episodes, I always like to force, Payne metal figures, and recently been introducing rubber ducks. Since the last episode, I introduced the squeakers. But this time, I'm challenging myself. And for every time I show a rubber duck or a baby metal figure or make a joke or reference about them, Alpaca gets a Steam game.
Except for the intro. Have your fun now, bitch. Anyways, so yeah, that's how it's gonna work, except, I'm not sure if I actually really want to, depending on how many times he fucks up. Because, he could buy me all Final Fantasy games, eventually. But
or I could
also don't even know if I want to drain his wallet that much.
Or I could buy him the Chrono Cross remaster that came out just recently.
I actually heard it was kind of bad. But
yeah, surprisingly, for some reason, the optimization they did for that game was horrible. The graphics were for some reason they couldn't translate the graphics very well in either the smoothed out version or the enhanced version of the original version. It's so weird.
That's sad, actually. I haven't really looked at what it looks like exactly, but I heard that it was bad, and that now that I know about the graphics, the whole point of a remaster is kind of just to is to make the game look better for, I guess, newer generations and stuff.
Yeah, how could you screw up what essentially is a port from a PlayStation 1 game?
Yeah.
It's going to be similar to what happened with Chrono Trigger, which that game started off with a rocky start, and then it's going to eventually get good in a few years.
Which, I understand what happened with Chrono Trigger. But they're repeating history in a sense. It's it's kind of sad. I mean, I haven't really played Chrono Cross either. Not even, I haven't even beaten Chrono Trigger, like the one that I was playing before I took it down from my Let's Play series, because I don't know, I just felt like I felt like I was slipping. So
right.
Yeah, anyways,
I feel like you could do it better now. So, you could probably restart that entire playthrough now and just actually make a very compelling Let's Play series of that game.
Yeah, maybe.
And plus, it'll be consistent content for you too, because that series will go on for a while.
Yeah, you mentioned that it could potentially be 10 to 20 episodes, just with just how much content is available, I guess.
Yeah, so I would definitely say go for it.
I'll see what I can do about it. I've been I experimented with longer form content on my channel, and it didn't do good towards the second upload of a 2-hour thing. So
yeah, what you do is you could essentially what you do is the way I envision how you could take you can handle it is do like 20-minute episodes of the thing, and kind of just try to chop down like the most highlight worthy points that are either story based moments or just comedy moments that you think would be the best to represent a part 1.
Okay. So kind of like what I did with that like Seal game that I played.
Yeah, just do the same thing. Just do it with Chrono Trigger.
Okay. Because that took me like an hour, and I was going to upload the entirety, but I was like, this might be better if I just like not like screw around all the time.
Yeah, just
in this game.
Yeah, so do it. Just play the game, to do like a 1 or 2 hour chunk of the game, and you edit that down to like 15, 20 minutes. And then
Yeah.
or like at least the most noteworthy points that actually keep the audience somewhat engaged and still have the similar story beats so they can understand the story.
Certainly, yeah.
Because you have a formula that you have with the Seal World video.
Oh, yeah.
Take that and apply that to other games.
Okay. It even attracted the attention of a developer.
Exactly.
Anyways, I won't bring light on that, but I gotta say that I don't know, when I saw that, I was like, who's this guy impersonating the developer? And then I saw that it was the developer, and I was like, yeah. I don't know. I squealed like a little girl, even though it's some random dude who, you know, he's just, or she, I guess. I don't know. They're just somebody. I don't know. It's like, I felt like God shone a light on me, but I don't like saying that because everyone says that. They're like, oh my God, you're my favorite idol, even though I don't idolize, you know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God. But, yeah. So anyways, should we talk about, like, should I talk about, like, the guitar amp and stuff?
Whatever you want to talk about, hey, this is our show. This
Okay.
is the intro. We could talk about anything. This is the miscellaneous segment, pretty much.
Okay. So I picked up a Fender amplifier for my guitar. It's a Champion 20, and I got stuck with a cruddy 10-watt, like, has no features besides bass, treble, and volume, and a push button gain knob. It's not even a knob, it's you push a button in and it turns it up, the distortion and gain. But now I have this thing that can just do effects, and I can like mess around, and then there's like a voice sort of thing that if you can change it to sound British, you could change it to sound more like metal. And there's one that like sound like different types of amplifier sound effects, and it's just like, I don't know, it got me excited back into guitar, and I felt like I could do anything except I don't know how to play guitar still.
Right,
but
I'm sure you could probably make it sound like all sorts of different genres.
Like, I was like, the only song that I know how to play in full, well, not actually in full, but I can only play the guitar, like the single chord, like the single string parts of like the it's a Pink Floyd song. It was In the Flesh, and I know how to play it, like at least the beginning part, and it gets rehashed in the end. And I'm able to play it, but before with the crappy little amp, I was like, the tone on this sounds off, and I was just messing around trying to find different sounds on it, and I was like, I cannot achieve the same sound that they got in the studio. So when I got this amp and I switched it to like, I think I switched it to like the third British, and then I set the voice to like the third British setting, and I set the FX to like a little bit of, I guess, like reverb and of course I set the gain up, and I messed around with the stuff on the guitar knob, and oh my god, it actually kind of sounds like the same exact tone of and like sound of the like amp used in that song. And well, technically I know how to play 2 then, because that song gets reintroduced in a later part of one of the albums, but it gets like it gets rehashed, and it gets like corrupted into like a more of an like a fascist sort of like symbol, I guess. So because that's part of the story of the album, but just the fact that I'm able to play that and then like I don't know how to do the in between with the chorus or the vocals, I guess, where it's just a guitar. That's probably the hardest part. But I can do that, and now I can actually achieve the tone of some of the solos in some of the songs. It's like, what the hell? I've been held back because I didn't want to pay, $150 on an amp. And one thing that's gonna scare me though is because a lot of tubes I know are made in like Siberia and stuff. There's like a few things, and if you did, around this time of the episode, there's a certain thing going on that scares me. So I'm like, I need to get this thing before something, ends up happening,
Right.
I won't really talk about that stuff, but
That's not the time and place for this episode. That's for the special episode that we have planned. That's going to be... It's going to be a doozy of an episode, I'll tell you that much, considering we're going to talk about everything regarding that conflict regarding how technology is involved and everything like that. It's going to be a very interesting episode, I'll tell you that much.
oh yeah, certain foes become friends in this episode
Right.
of GAHCast Z. Anyways, like that one guy who like tracked Elon Musk's jet. Let's not talk about what exactly happened, but holy crap, a 19-year-old? Man, I wish I did something better in my youth. Anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's that. Oh, also, I had like a surgery prep thing, and I had to go on like a liquid diet. I won't exactly mention what it is because it's like personal. But then they called me and like they left a voicemail, and then they said that it was canceled. And I was like, oh my god. So you had me drinking clear liquids and stuff, and you had me starve myself, and now you're gonna cancel it? By the way, I was gonna get Chinese food, and somebody that I was with got Chinese food instead. And I was like, yeah, but I can't, I can't, dude. And then, oh yeah, well, that's okay. I'll save it for you for later. And I was like, awesome, thanks. Anyways, but it was a big mess, and I never got to enjoy my teriyaki skewers. Those damn things are amazing. Especially the one I make, not the one that I make, the one in my place, around my place. They have this way of making it that it's not really breaded, but it's like it almost looks like it's so damn sweet that it's like it's covered in this like breadish sort of stuff that's, I don't know how to really describe it, but it's amazing. It's like a gloss that's like it's covered in. It's almost like a candy almost, in a sense. Like it's covered in it, and underneath is like the steak, but it's not disgusting. It's actually really damn good, and I'm like, wow. And I hate pineapple. No, I actually love pineapple, except on pizza.
You're gonna get some people very angry about that in the comments if we ever get anything, but still.
I'm sorry that I eat different. I don't like pineapple on pizza, but I don't hate people who like it. I just won't have it,
Right.
Like, You can do that. That's fine. That's okay. Like, it's not my mouth that the food's being put into. It's just a little strange for me that it's sweet on a something that I usually stuff ham on. You know, I like pizza with ham, but not pizza with ham and pineapple. But
Some
when it
people
comes
call
to like,
Hawaiian pizza for some reason.
yeah, Hawaiian, which I mean, I understand the pineapple. I guess it's tropical, but are pineapples from Hawaii? And how many pigs do they have on Hawaii?
I believe.
Sorry.
Oh God! Yeah, we're gonna start pig jokes now too. This is cool.
Nah, this is the intro. Do not steal. Copyright 2022. Anyways.
Right. Yeah. So if this is the intro, then I guess I can still display this on screen. But
Yeah, but I thought I warned you to keep your fidgets away from you, so you don't accidentally end up pulling out a duck and being like, and then I'm just like, fuck you, bitch, you owe me Cold War. No, I'm just kidding. You buy me Vanguard now.
Hey, at least it's on Steam, so I can't get you.
God damn it. Buy me Battlefield 2040. Oh wait, it's free, never mind. It went free to play. It has like less than 1,000 players, I think, now. Sad times.
Wow. We'll talk about that in another the next episode. We have a lot to say about a lot of things.
Oh yeah. Also, I tried Reese's Puff clusters. And it's just Reese's Puffs, but they're misshapen. And they're less likely to like be too hard to crunch down. Like I've had Reese's Puffs that are so difficult to crunch down, and I don't know why. Like, and then I crunch down and I hit my teeth, and it's like, wow, why was that so tough? Or so hard? Let me see what else I need to talk about, because I had something else that I wanted to talk about with technology, I guess I'll call it, because you know.
Right, I hear you.
Oh yes, I noticed that speaking of Pink Floyd, they released a new album, but when I heard Pink Floyd got reunited, I thought Roger and David like came together and were like, ha ha ha, you know, that rivalry we had, you know, like, you remember that rivalry we had there, David? I don't think that's what Roger sounds like, but you remember that rivalry we had way back when, because we hated each other's creative differences, eh? Well, now we're both gonna get nuked, so hey, let's make an album together with you, me and Nick, and get the other dudes from the Division Bell and whatnot. And then I saw that it wasn't Roger, and I was like, God damn it, can you guys please stop feuding? It's like watching two parents argue. I don't care if you're banned on Facebook.
So you're telling me that you thought the first second that two had gay sex to make amends, and then it never actually happened.
Go fuck yourself. I'm a peace-loving man, but I think I'm in the right to give you a whack. Anyways, but no, I just saw it was David and like the other rest of Pink Floyd. I know Rick, and you know, I know Rick Wright passed away in I forgot when it was. Richard Wright. Pink Floyd. September 2008, and of course Sid, he passed away in 2006. So, of course he wasn't, there as well because of, but, so I know like they couldn't be there, of course. But yeah, and I guess they released new material. I haven't listened to it actually. And that's kind of the saddest thing was I was so angry that they didn't like say, hey, let's not be hating each other now because we're getting older now. Let's stop being sour. But yeah, I guess some things are not meant to happen, I guess, but yeah, they released a new song. It has vocals from Andri KHLYVNYUK. I truly apologize that I cannot say that, but it's called Hey Hey Rise Up, and I can only assume that it's good, and this one-off, is a sigh of, is a little bit of a relief, or a little bit, it's something to experience, I guess. I don't know. It's something to, kind of rehash, the 80s and 70s and 60s, I guess, a bit. With a new flair, I guess,
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, but it's just like, I thought with the context of why the song was put together, I thought because of how Roger is very anti-war and, that sort of stuff, I thought he would have at least swallowed some pride, I don't hate either of them. I don't really pick a side. I like Roger's creativity. I like David Gilmour's skills on the on music, and I think it's just sad that they can't get together even for something like this. But then again, I don't know.
Right. I hear
It don't matter really though. They can do what they want. I'm not gonna, I'm not dictating them, of course. But
hey, at least you got to talk about an artist that you like and not another artist that I, tend to mention on the show.
You're lucky this is the intro.
All right, then at least you get to talk about Bay Metal.
You fucking did. I can't believe you've done this. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. Bloody hell, I can't believe you've done this, dude. Oh. Anyways.
Also, enjoy some rubber duck and squeakers.
You're lucky that didn't get captured. Maybe you should clear your ears out. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I've got to say for right now. Like, for, not because I want to cash in on, naivete from a certain someone right next to me, but because that's literally all I have to say I'll have for updates. Oh, also, I don't know. I have like a Nerf gun, and it's like a one shot like sniper.
I see.
It's like it's like a really terrible rifle.
I see. I see.
It obviously won't kill all the deer with Kevlar vests, but it'll get the job done. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just joking.
So now that the intro is done, we can start putting up the joke counter. It'll be right above me over here somewhere.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna keep track. For every do I got a prop that looks like a tally?
Right. And while we're here, I mean, I pulled up the video for our first topic, which is this interview from Hassan and Destin from IGN here, which detailed a ton of things from Hassan's point of view. So might as well get that going here. And
Okay.
let's get our thoughts out on this. So the two of us both took notes on the whole thing. From what we saw. And here's what I was able to gather. And the game, so for the situation with the bandit, as many of you know, we've had the situation in which, you know, there was a lot of controversy with this game after the initial release on a state of play. It went through many things, such as a phase in which they were leading into the marketing for Hideo Kojima and Silent Hill and all this stuff. They went as far as to, you know, all this sort of stuff. They deleted tweets. We've looked at a track history of how they've, you know, had many different games that got canceled or delisted, all that stuff. And this interview here gives us a good amount of idea, according to Hassan, as to why this sort of stuff happened. And I'm just going to bring up my phone here because it has a ton of notes. I have notes, and Alpaca has notes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to go through my notes, and then Alpaca can go through his notes, and we can kind of see like what we've got. So from what I got here, Hassan mentioned that the gameplay was not solid, though as time goes on, he's hoping to achieve what the companies wanted to do. And pretty much a good majority of why a lot of stuff has happened is because of incompetency. And that he also did not have experience in marketing, and the backlash was actually mentally affecting him. And for this interview, he wanted to remain open and transparent, and like I said, there wasn't anything seen because he was scared, and he views it as a very personal project.
Okay.
Also, gamers don't, what he mentioned too, gamers don't understand development and only know what they see. Which, according to him, for what I can interpret this as, if we're not seeing anything in motion or any new gameplay trailers or anything, it's gonna be, and the material that's presented and people make these connections, it's only gonna make the assumptions worse. Also, he mentioned that he's been working on this game full time every day, with development starting back in 2017. And he's hired teams of freelancers and team members. He mentioned something about IndieDB. And how, like, it was like he mentioned a lot of posts on there and all other stuff. And then part of the reason, apparently to him, why a good chunk of the game were canceled was because publishers had kept declining the games that Blue Box were trying to make. And we've had two situations with The Haunting and The Whisperer. And that for The Whisperer, apparently in his eyes, the game was too demanding, as I phrased it. Because people were going in the game and the phones at the time were underpowered. And due to the constant backlash, the game would delisten. And as for the Haunting, the game had a lot of placeholder assets, and it was on Steam Early Access, which caused the game to be reviewed negatively. He mainly wanted to have something out there to show a proof of concept for the battle system. And obviously it caused it to be refunded consistently. We also have the fact that when the Haunting is done, he's going to make it free to play, but those who had bought the Haunting are going to get the abandoned prologue for free. As of right now, the Haunting is community driven, and there's also the fact that, again, the experience will lead to the reasoning for the Silent Hill and Metal Gear connections, and in fact, there was that time which we showed an image of, I think we showed it or not, but if whatever reason, there's an image at one point in which there was a background with the guy with the eye patch. Maybe people connected to Metal Gear Solid, but it turns out to actually be the evil brother of the protagonist. And for the tweets, the reason why he wanted to take why there's a bunch of tweets that were taken down was because of the fact that it didn't seem relevant to what the game is going to be. But he mentioned that the mistake was a terrible mistake, and that there was going to be more plans for more content of the real-time app. And their first priority right now is trying to get the prologue for this game out, which, by the way, is not just a demo. It's going to apparently be a full-on game with its own set of trophies and everything like that. And it's going to be developed, and the game is now going to be developed in Unreal Engine 5, which likely means that the game itself probably was being developed in Unreal Engine 4 and is now being in the process of being ported over to Unreal Engine 5. And now apparently he's working with another company, I believe it's called ISCO, and they're going to be working on character capture. And those are the notes I got. But Alpaca, what did you get from this?
So my note list right now is very, very much like yours, except for the very end. I didn't really jot down the development process because I feel like, I don't know, I kind of lost track of what was in it, I guess, because like they were talking about metahumans, and I was like,
yeah,
great metaverse. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a feature in Unreal Engine 5, which you could actually download this for free, believe it or not. You could actually dabble with this.
Oh yeah. No, I was just like, I saw it and I was like, I heard metahumans and I was like, God, the metaverse, anything but no. So yeah, I got like trying. So at the very beginning, he was talking about how he wanted to interpret like, what a real battle feels like in Abandoned and like in a video game and stuff. But I don't know what he means by like real battle, because like, I mean, a lot of games have kind of simulated this for a long time and in different ways. I guess it's more like an AI thing and like giving it more of a feel, I guess. But you could use VR, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know.
Maybe he means like a real battle in terms of a mental battle. The idea of going through a survival battle, essentially.
Okay.
That could be a possibility of interpretation there. But regardless, I mean, what do you think of these details if they were to be believed?
Well, the first time in marketing, a little snippet, at least from what I heard in that interview. What about the money that PlayStation allotted him and Blue Box to set up like marketing? Because like where'd all that money go if it was his first time? It's a little it's a bit scary, I guess. that he didn't know how to market properly and stuff, and he was given this opportunity. And I remember before I mentioned like it would be crazy if, you know, if it was like a lawsuit thing, but I mean, obviously this interview shed a bit more light on it. At least his side of the story, I guess. He also mentioned how he wanted to be transparent a bit more, but there was no real updates along the lines, and I understand he was very afraid to talk about stuff because people would always be negative and be like, well, I don't see it, so I'll see it when I believe it, sort of stuff.
Right. Actually, he mentioned in the interview, too, that he was constantly being harassed by people a lot, and he had to make statements on this.
Mm-hmm. And like the interviewer at IGN mentioned, I don't condone. I'm terribly sorry that it's just something that we have to deal with, you know. That's kind of, I'm terribly sorry that that's something that he had to go through. Like, obviously you can tell that this guy, he, you know, from his body language and stuff, he's very nervous, and he's obviously not, like, he didn't want this, I guess, you know, kind of spotlight. Or he enjoyed it for what it was, but realized that it's not like amazing when there are people that aren't very nice, I guess.
Right, and not only that, but this is actually the biggest exposure he's ever had, and he doesn't seem to, as if this was to be believed, is the key word there.
Of course, but I do believe, you know, everyone gets hate. You know, so with exposure comes criticism, you know, because if nobody's watching your stuff, you don't really know if it's good or bad except for your own opinion on it. But then people can be very harsh, I guess, and, you know, it's like, I don't know, but
yeah,
I feel sorry just because it's something nobody should go through, but it's unfortunately one of the things that, you know, pops up every time you do anything online, you know, you kind of just have to deal with all of it.
Of course. Now, what if we flip the script around and take the opposite direction? What if we interpret this more as the body language showing that he's nervous about potentially lying? That he's trying to construe things in a particular way to make it sound believable. And this is something that was pointed out in one of the comments of this video, actually, if you scroll down. Take your time. Second. Yeah, take your time if you take the chance, but
yeah, sorry, I gotta pause that. Okay, so what am I looking for again?
There's a comment down below that mentions that this is the face of a liar because of the fact that he's making all these random looking around. He's looking around and constantly like fidgeting around or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I did look at it and, like, yeah, he really was terribly, like, nervous and, like, but I could tell from his, like, the way he was speaking even that his heart was pounding probably, you know. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's lying or he's not lying, but, you know, he was really, really freaking nervous because, it's a it's a big spotlight he's in. You know, when you're being interviewed by, you know, as even though IGN has had its, you know, had its takes and have had people question the integrity, I guess. Mm-hmm. Being interviewed with a big spotlight of, you know, this video has almost 51,000 views according to, you know, what I'm looking at right now, and I have a restored dislike counter that you showed me. Mm-hmm. It says that there's like 2,000 and 2.2k dislikes out of 781 likes. At least for me. I know it's like an algorithm, but anyways, even being interviewed by that and having this many people, including the both of us, watch this video and take a look at this guy, even if it's not live, he knows that that interview is going to be taken and posted somewhere and across, you know, this is just YouTube, even though YouTube is kind of the biggest, you know, platform for all this stuff, and IGN has, well, that's 16.5 million subscribers, you know, obviously.
And not only that, but one of the largest gaming publications out there.
Of course, yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's obviously very nerve-wracking. I've been in a position where it's I feel like all eyes are on me, you know, but I don't want that. So I can understand that kind of point of view, but I also understand the point of view of, yeah, this guy's body language is very, looking around the room, very like, you know, if you were to think of it kind of like, you know, he's trying to look for ideas and stuff, you know, looking for things to make up, I guess, or something. But, you know, that's, you know, I'm not going to say that he's lying. I'm not going to say that he's telling the truth either, though. But what he's got to say is what he's got to say, I guess, because there's no way of telling if what he's saying is true, in my opinion. You know, there's no way of saying what he's telling is a lie. You know, we haven't seen much of anything, which, give me 1 second to bring back, I want to be transparent, no updates on Twitter or any social media really that much. You know, that kind of does make it a bit more towards the liar side, but of course I'm not saying.
And right, and
he also said,
right, I mentioned before too, like you mentioned with the update, like we haven't got any other answers regarding, say, the status of the PlayStation loan or anything that is meaningful.
Yeah, and he says that he's been working all day 24/7 at one point in the video. If you remember, is around when he said he wanted to be transparent a little after that. Right. He was just struggling with deciding if it should be made or not on like a little while ago when it got more and more exposure. And as you mentioned before about like the Whisper and the Haunting, you know, the Whisper was too ambitious for the phones at the time, as what he said was, it was too ambitious for a mobile game. But that kind of raises the question, maybe he could try PC or something, try to re-release it on the PC as like a legacy edition or something, you know, as not like a legacy edition, but the Whisperer, and have it as a subtitle, because, or just have it as the Whisperer or something.
Or if it's mobile and ARM, just bring it to the Switch.
That could be kind of funny. Like if they can't, if Sony has that tight of a grip on Abandoned and the copyright of it, maybe that could work. Yeah. As far as the Haunting, I mean, I understand a lot of Steam games, they usually flop. I'm going to be honest, a lot of Steam games that get released are never played by almost anyone. And if they are, they're usually downvoted because they are either terribly made, poorly made, or if, you know, there's been the joke of a game that's been in early access for so long that, is this really even, like, there's a really popular game that I was playing with a few friends. It's The Forest, and for some reason, I think it's still in early access, even though it's been out since like 2013, I think, 2012, maybe older. But I mean, I know that there's that joke though, of there's a game that never leaves early access, and it's kind of I don't know, maybe it left early access, I don't know, can't see it, but it, the Haunting, I guess, with that whole idea of it, I understand how people are very harsh about it, and I can see that maybe the exposure of Abandoned, as well as how The Haunting was, like, disliked for its, placeholders and stuff, how it looked unprofessional and stuff. I think that maybe made Hassan feel like this, releasing Abandoned, in like an earlier, like the reason why he didn't really be transparent about how Abandoned, is, or the development of it, is probably because of the anxiety he shares with how The Haunting was like poorly received.
Right.
I kind of see it as like that, but I'm not like victimizing him, because he is a person, and I understand that when you make a product, there is, no matter what, you're not safe from any sort of criticism. It's a problem, though, is if you make art, prepare to be criticized depending on how it is, if you do anything, like this show, for instance, it can be criticized, and you're free to do that.
As seen in another episode, actually, when we actually pushed an advertisement back in like 27, I believe it was. It's our most viewed episode. We actually had one person thumb it down, and I try to respond in a polite manner, because
and that's okay, because although it wasn't really constructive, just gotta deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a single emoji. We're not butthurt about it, but I mean, it could have been a bit more, what's the word for talking more about the subject. But
like you said, constructive. It could be more.
Yeah.
Input, like actual
more input,
more feedback.
Yeah. But back to this. And that little teaser that they did, first equals S, last equals L, or something like that. I can get that. I can get behind that. How it was just survival, because that's what he said about in the interview. Is that's what the name for the trailer, or for what the game was gonna be based around, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I can understand that, but it was a kind of a dense way of just saying, oh yeah, by the way, that's the name of the trailer, or that's how the game's gonna be. It's gonna be about survival. I don't know. I was like, you really made it that cryptic just for how the game is gonna be, or what the trailer is gonna be called. But I understand that it's a bit of an airheaded thing. I do it all the time, to be completely honest. I say stuff, and then I'm like, that's going to be poorly interpreted if in a different context. Happens all the time. But the thing about the eye patch guy, or said Paul Longfield.
And the protagonist
He's supposed to be
Jason, apparently.
Yeah, and apparently Jason has a long lost brother that he doesn't know about that just so happens to be that guy that's in the background of that one image. Tweets deleted due to development changes. I also understand that, a lot of developers get self-conscious when they see early and I don't know exactly why. They have no reason to, but I know a lot of developers like see like you ever see something on the cutting room floor or something on like a an archive, like a beta, the beta of this game sort of stuff, even though it's not really called a beta, but I can understand that people see that and they're like, wow, imagine if the game was like that. And I understand that the development changes were that severe that it, the game that was before, I mean, like, I know, for instance, there was like a channel on YouTube that got like nuked by Activision because they had development builds of the earlier Call of Duty titles, and one that was specifically Modern Warfare 2, and at that time they were making Modern Warfare 2 remastered. Oh my god, they left. They got taken off of YouTube because of just how crazy, like, just how, like, the early development builds, I don't know, like, they were just taken down for some reason.
Right.
And even though it's... The only difference between it, I guess, was like a knife fight or something at the end of the prologue instead of a cutscene or something and whatnot. I don't know. It was nothing really special, but I guess it was just taken out of the game for some reason.
Yeah, and I think that's all we really have to say about this. I mean, overall, it showed this is a very nervous developer who is doing the larger audience to incompetency and knowledge about marketing and whatever. Whether he's lying or not about the situation is yet to be determined. We are like the interviewer himself. We'll wait until we see more details about this thing. If we get more details in 2022 showing off this stuff, that we are going to see actual more gameplay footage and see that more things in the interactive app are going to be updated, and that's great. Otherwise, we're still going to have this image in our minds of just more controversy.
Yeah, and especially that real-time experience app. That he mentioned in the interview that the interviewer talked about how in 2022, he was like, will it be in 2022? And Hassan responded, yes, there will be more real-time demos and stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see if one day it gets an update and there's a video there that talks about a certain survival game called Abandons, then,
Of course.
Also, Unreal Engine 5 confirmed. Woo! Anyway, sorry.
Which means, for this game in particular, if they're probably porting this from Unreal Engine 4, that's going to be more developing time.
Yeah, I know
I
feel like it's
support stuff, but it's still going to be more development time in a game that we're still waiting for more information on.
Yeah, it's going to kind of be like Halo Infinite and Cyberbug 2077. Is that a meme? Do I count that? I'm not going to count that just because it's not really a meme, but it's like the game is a big meme, but it's okay. I'm proud to experience the game for what it is, even though it's not the best.
I am proud to have 2 copies of that game. One for Steam and one for Xbox.
Are you fucking nuts? You don't even have a... Oh, God. Your 67K must hate you. It must fucking hate you. For... Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I did run like 20 to about 20 frames per second or so. It was definitely not the most ideal experience.
Oh, the bottlenecking, I can only imagine. Oh God, it must feel like it's on the last. Oh God.
Right. Well, speaking of updates, we have to get on with the next topic here. And we have to talk about how Ghost Recon has halted its updates.
Oh yes, Breakpoint. I don't know how to feel about that. Let's talk about it.
On one hand, the Ubisoft's first game with NFTs is no longer getting an update. Fantastic. On the other hand, it's the end of an era.
Yeah. Except, I don't know, maybe Ubisoft will take this as an opportunity to release it with the next iteration with NFTs.
Right, so we're going to talk about all this stuff right here, right now. And we're going to start off with the official tweet from the Ghost Recon Twitter, which we'll see in a second. Yeah. Hey, Ghost, we have an important message we would like to share with you all. And once we see it actually load, you'll see 2 images on the screen here that will show us what's been going on. Here we go. And I'm going to click on this first one here. Sorry for audience, the internet's kind of slow on this end.
It's okay. We can already see what it is with all the tweets, with that pleading face.
Right. Let's see.
It's a sad news.
I can at least try to read what I can see of this, but thank you all for the love and support you have brought to the game, and how they released more than 11 updates and supported several unique initiatives and special operations with Spam Fisher, working with Rainbow Six operations and a whole bunch of things. And naturally, here we go. First, we just want to say thank you all for the love and support you have brought to the game. During the past 2 years, we have released more than 11 updates and supported several unique initiatives, from the Ghost experience, the return of AI teammates, special operations with Sam Fisher, working with Rainbow Six operators, and Operations Amber Sky, and lastly, our Plant a Tree project. We had been hard at work to add extra content for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. The last 4 months marked the release of our final piece of content, the brand new Operation Motherland mode. Tons of new items, including 28th anniversary iconic outfit and quartz items for Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yay. I love quartz.
Screw NFTs and the way they're currently implemented. They could have been used for so much better.
I wonder why they're discontinuing it now. The first game with NFTs in it, also the last. Sorry.
We will continue to maintain our server for both Ghost Recon Wildlands and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and we truly hope you will continue to enjoy the game and have fun playing it in solo or co-op with your friends. From the entire Ghost Recon team, we want to thank you again for your continued support and love you have for the franchise. The feedback you've given for Ghost Recon Breakpoint has been instrumental and will help shape the future of the franchise. Until next time, Ghosts. Whew. Quartz. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played this game, so I'm personally not really involved. But looking at some of the the comments or replies, I guess, there are people talking about how they feel the game is incomplete. There's more to the story, and that. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I don't know. There were just people that were feeling quite let down. Just oh man, they're working on the next game. That's sad. What's funny, in my opinion, though, is this is there were NFTs already in this game, like at the very end of its life cycle, and now it's just kind of dying off. I wonder if the next iteration will expand upon that and make it a more enticing offer, I guess, in a sense. It's even some guy in German, I think, speaking German. But one thing that I will always be angry at, and we talked about the Gran Turismo 7. Apparently, this game is always online, and once these servers die, you can't play it anymore. Yay. And then there are people like defending always online for some reason, like no names mentioned, but
there's still plenty of people that don't have an active internet connection or internet connection that's not speedy enough to be able to log into these games.
And even then, there's a single player, to this game. So why do you need it to enjoy the single player? That's my only question. Unless it's like a scoreboard or something. Who cares about scores, though?
Or I'm more mean to say it, unless you're talking about a game that heavily leverages the power of the cloud.
Or that, yeah.
Like Flight Simulator. I can't think of any other reason that you need to have an always online single player game.
You just had to say Quartz, the one guy. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Sad news, I guess, for people who are fans of this game. Personally, I haven't played a Ghost Recon game since the PlayStation 2 era, when it had Doom controls, but because it was like you could aim anywhere, it was very like backwards. It wasn't like, a normal first-person shooter now where they, the one stick is for your look and one stick is for your movement. They're kind of swapped. And it was very difficult to get around. And then you had to, operate people, I guess. Also, there was this cool cutscene where this guy shot a bullet through a solid wall. And I was like, wait, I thought bullets got stopped by, wood or concrete.
Right.
Yeah, silly me, thinking we still lived in the Far Cry universe.
But keep in mind this is that, according to this other article here, there's actually another Ghost Recon in development.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and they mentioned here that the next Recon, codenamed Over and originally leaked by NVIDIA, had been developed for over a year, could arrive as early as fiscal year 2023. Instead of teasing that project as part of the series' 20th anniversary last year, however, Ubisoft revealed of Ghost Recon Frontline, yet another free-to-play live server shooter deeply reminiscent of Call of Duty Warzone.
Great. Another battle royale. But what's the story? Anyway.
I don't think it's exactly a battle royale. I actually haven't kept up with this game. But
okay.
It's what they mentioned is a free-to-play live server shooter, as we don't have enough of those as already is.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, it's kind of oversaturated, but there's always room for more, I guess.
Right.
Well, why is there an advertisement for Fiverr? Need NFT programming? No. Why are you working at Block?
I don't know. But anyways, then it mentioned stuff regarding courts, which, as we know, hasn't been received the best. And they even mention here, from a message from the Ubisoft Courts website, it thanks Breakpoint players who claimed initial NFTs, and they mention as you own a piece of the game and have left the mark in its history. And while this is going on, they're actually hiring for a number of new blockchain-related roles, including economists, content managers, and a producer to coordinate with game teams and help them in integrating courts. And it's caused Ubisoft developers to be absolutely enraged and frustrated by the company's NFT push.
Okay.
Which I don't blame them. Because the current implementation of NFTs is not the greatest.
I mean, if you think about it, it's you're serializing digital assets in a game that don't need to be serialized.
Right. Like, why bother serializing the little cosmetics? Why can't you just serialize, the entire game and have a used digital game market?
Because you can't scratch digital discs, I guess. I don't know.
Like, that would make the most sense to me, is just have digital games be the NFT and the thing that you would actually buy. And then you can actually use the game, plug it in your library. If you don't need it, you could just sell it on a marketplace and then you could get some sort of money off of it.
I think it would be cool. You know how you used to sell Pokemon cartridges with they are obviously hacks, but you know how people used to sell like Pokemon, Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, even Diamond and Pearl, and even Gen 5 with hacked like cartridges that had all the shiny legendaries, even ones that like you literally couldn't get.
And people still do that to this day in Pokemon.
But they sell cartridges of them on eBay for tons of money. And I was thinking, what if you could just sell your save? Like, what if you sold that game and it contained your save, but your save had this exclusive event that was built into that version? Every copy is personalized, except it doesn't have Wario in the middle. Sorry.
That makes sense too. Like, you can do stuff like that. If you're gonna, serializing just the digital asset of the skin or whatever is stupid enough. Like, why not take it a step further? Make like a dedicated Steam marketplace. Can you have the Steam marketplace? You could buy certain DLC items for games like Counter-Strike Go and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Just do that, but also have the games as an option, so you can just buy the game, buy the used game, and then you can just at least have everything involved, not just the DLC.
Yeah. And don't spend like 3 or 4 years working for a fucking auction house, as one of the developers disagreed internally, apparently.
Yeah, no one in the team likes the push, and I don't blame them.
No, it's just a money-making scheme as far as I'm concerned right now. It could be way better than this, though.
What would be better would be... Let's see. What would be better is if we had, something like... Take something like Fallout 76 over here.
Okay, the next game you fucking pull out, I'm gonna count it, okay? Because you're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. All right. First, you wanted to see the real icon of sin. But, you know, just like behind the icon of sin. And now you're showing me desperation in other forms. With Fallout 76. Pre-order now. Not an advertisement.
You put Fallout 76 in a pot of boiling water and watch this completely disintegrates. There you go.
Just like a, you remember those, like, rental CDs that, like, disintegrated? Like, you didn't have to send them back? I saw, like, a tech review. They were, like, this, like, they would turn black and disintegrate. I don't know.
Alright.
When the guy opened it, though, it was like a cherry red. Interesting.
Right.
But you know what else is interesting? Our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. PlayStation Classics are expiring, just like those discs.
Right. We have to get to that because that's a very interesting controversy that occurred. This is similar in vein to what happened with the freaking Wii Shop we talked about a while back.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if maybe that... Because I don't know if the Wii did a 32-bit system, but what's kind of scaring me is that maybe these online services... Because I was actually... I was watching a video by some Ordinary Gamers, Mutahar. I talk about him a lot, but he mentioned how, 2038... 32-bit services or servers will become unusable, apparently, because I think there's like 32-bit systems will be difficult to I guess make usable after that date, apparently, or something like that, because it's the exact same problem as Y2K and setting your iPhone back to 1979 on January 1st. And it's like, it's scary. I'm wondering if this is what is happening, because I assume the Wii U was, that was back when 32-bit operating systems were still a thing, I guess. And of course, the PlayStation is a 32-bit console, so, I mean, right. I don't know if that's exactly what makes it be, but I don't know, it's just scary. And, wouldn't it be a shame if you had to buy the remake or the remaster of Chrono Cross and it to being 10 times shittier?
All right. Well, let's get back to the main topic, though. And pretty much what's going on is that multiple users have reported that their PS1 classic version of Chrono Cross now displays a decade's-old expiration date and will not boot after being downloaded. And they also continue that on social media, users have reported similar decades-old expiration dates, preventing them from playing games such as Final Fantasy VI, Rune Factory Ocean, and Unit 13. In fact, one Reddit user even claimed that their entire PS Vita library has been made inaccessible.
Oh.
And then, as you can see here, there's a couple tweets showing the expiration date for, Chrono Cross, and there's another one that shows this game down here. And then what the Kotaku has suggested is that the issue could be related to the Unix epoch, which is when engineers set an arbitrary date designated at the beginning of an operating system's lifespan. It's speculated that some bug could be defaulting PlayStation game license expiration dates to the Unix epoch. The reports yet again highlight the issue of game preservation in the digital world. And in fact, earlier the week, former Sony Computer Entertainment America Jack Tretton, this is a miscellaneous thing, by the way, so we can largely forget about this, said he wishes Sony had thrown more support behind the PlayStation Vita. But back to the initial, discussion. What do you think of this weird idea of, these games having this random expiration date that forces these games to not be accessible?
Well, with the knowledge of what I mentioned with, you know, Mutahar and his video, the, you know, the Unix epoch, I think it's scary that a random date is when things like digital things will stop working, that like things shouldn't freak out. They really shouldn't freak out. They shouldn't have a limit like that. But I understand why, because some things can't. Some things can't count past that. In the earlier Pokemon games, just to bring up a video game for an example, in Red, Blue, and Yellow, even, and the Japanese version of those games, and Green, you could find Pokemon past 151, and there is 151, 152 to 256 or 255, I think. Because the way 8-bit integer works is 0 to 255, any combination between that. And for the Pokedex, there's 151 Pokemon, but there are Pokemon after that aren't actually Johto Pokemon because they weren't made back then. There is a point when a system can't count past that, and it's a bit scary that, some servers that run Unix based systems, which Linux is part of Unix, and I think even Apple's is Unix. I think even Windows. I'm not sure about Windows. I'm not sure, but I know Windows. Mutahar showed Windows Vista freaked out when it got to 10,000 AD. New Year's of 10,000 AD. The system went to 100% CPU usage, and it freaked the hell out. And it's just kind of an arbitrary problem for the way back when. They picked January 1st. For Unix, they picked January 1st, 1970 at 00000 UTC. And in Unix time, it's like a calendar, but the way machines work is they use different ways of using calendars. In the year 2038, after January 19th, 2038, at around 3:14:07 Universal UTC, the computer has to store a value greater than 32 bits, and it will result in undefined behavior and cause it to crash and usable. And as it says in it's very similar to the Y2K problem. And any time before 1970 in Unix is negative. So it's pretty much BC, before Christ, almost, but anyways, I think it's scary that a random arbitrary date will spell the end of a system, and it's kind of sad that that's how it works. Now, we can design systems to last long, long times. Nowadays, computers will probably, the computers that we're using will be so dated that people at 10,000 AD will, they don't have to worry about it because they'll be on billion bit OSs or something. I don't fucking know.
That'll be on like if like a 13 teraflop GPU right now, that's like the highest standard. I don't know what the exact height. I can't recall exactly what the high standard is right now. They're gonna be at like a 2,000 like teraflop GPU, which will probably translate to some higher value beyond terabytes, like petaflops or something like that, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. And thankfully nowadays, a lot of systems kind of just, they can count like past the like universe's death, I guess, like the heat death, I guess, or something. I don't know. As far as I remember hearing, but that this problem will cease to exist for us, you know, for like later things, I guess, thankfully. But I still think it's sad that something like this happens, you know, but hopefully there's a fix for it. Like there's a way to know, if there's a way to set the expiration for something like that to be non-existent or something, I guess. I don't know, but
right.
Either way, I think it's sad.
It is sad, but let's just get on to the next topic, which in this case is the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake being done by Remedy Entertainment.
Okay. Yeah, so this news caught wind around like the 6th, I think.
April 6th.
And yep. And around a time when Rockstar Games doesn't have the best reputation for remakes or remasters or any other restoration projects, such as, you know, like with the GTA trilogy.
If I had a physical copy of the GTA trilogy on hand right now, I would have shown that on screen, but I don't.
And you would have owed me it. Anyways, so yeah, Remedy Entertainment enters agreement with Rockstar Games for a new Max Payne 1 and 2 project. I wonder what the third one is. Anyways, Remedy Entertainment, the creators of Max Payne, are pleased to announce that they will remake the iconic Max Payne and Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne video games in a new development agreement with Rockstar Games. The relationship between Remedy and Rockstar Games dates back to the original release of the critically acclaimed Max Payne and Max Payne 2. Developed by Remedy and published by Rockstar Games. Both games left an indelible mark on popular culture, lauded for their neo-noir atmosphere, groundbreaking storytelling, and bullet time gameplay, which it's kind of like Deadeye, but in this game you can like do like kind of almost like side flips, I guess, like pseudo cartwheels with both guns out. Like in Red Dead with Deadeye, or slow motion, you know, how Michael's ability in GTA 5. We were thrilled when our longtime friends at Remedy approached us about remaking the original Max Payne games, said Sam Hauser, founder of Rockstar Games. We are massive fans of the work the Remedy team has created over the years, and we can't wait to play these new versions. Max Payne has always held a special place in the hearts of everyone at Remedy, and we know the millions of fans worldwide feel the same, said Remedy CEO Tero Virtala. We're hugely excited to be working with our partners at Rockstar Games once again for a chance to bring the story, action, atmosphere of the original Max Payne games back to new players in brand new ways. Under the development agreement signed today, Remedy will develop the games as a single title for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X/S, using its proprietary Northlight game engine. The game's development budget will be financed by Rockstar Games, the size of which will be in line with the typical Remedy AAA game production. Under the agreement, Remedy has a royalty opportunity after Rockstar Games has recouped its development, marketing, and other costs for distributing and publishing the game. The project is currently in the concept development stage. I guess there's phone numbers down here. And for me, I'm excited because unlike handing it off to a mobile game company, they are taking the pride to put it back in the hands of the fathers of the game itself, you know, or the godparents, I guess.
And what also makes it interesting too is that if you notice, one thing I've learned is that the Northlight engine is actually the same engine they use for Control.
Oh, really? Oh, then they can implement DLSS and stuff, right? Oh my god! And thinking of back in Control, like how it was a third-person sort of shooter with like paranormal elements and stuff, right? Like, oh my god, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
That game already has shown elements of like slow-mo elements already with how like, you know, the protagonist of the game had like anti-gravity mechanics and all this other stuff. So this is definitely right in line with what their current talents are.
Very much, yeah. And that's actually quite exciting. And I could only hope that they that this release would be, you know, it would actually show that there's more fire. There's a bit more Kindle left, you know.
Yeah. Another thing that makes it interesting too is that this is actually being done only in next-gen consoles only. There's no Xbox One or PS4 to hold them back.
Ooh, that's a little. Although I do understand, there's a time where you do have to move forward. I mean, that's okay with me because I assume Max Payne and Max Payne 2 can be. I think they are available. I mean, with you know how PlayStation is doing, you know, the premium memberships now. Maybe they'd be able to bring back the Max Payne titles to the PlayStation 4, you know, in a sense. So.
More so Max Payne 3, I would say. I know you could currently play Max Payne 3 backwards compatible on Xbox One
Certainly.
and X, but
I'm wondering about considering how PlayStation is making their version of it, you know.
possibly. But then again,
I wonder.
also keep in mind too that Remedy's actually been working on multiple products right now, especially considering the Alan Wake remake that's coming, the Alan Wake games that are coming out. I think a sequel to Control is coming out too. Oh, very much the products. So clearly Remedy is very busy.
Certainly, but I'd only hope. You can go ahead. I apologize.
I was gonna say too is that they're clearly very busy, and we're not gonna see this probably till maybe like 2025 or 2026, even if they're still in concept development phase. So this is not gonna be for a while.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we'll probably be on like episode like couple hundred by then.
Yeah, but just like a tree, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Weird analogy, but you know.
But speaking of other games, though, we have to talk about Sega Super Game, or as Alpaca would like to label it as,
Seaman, Breath of the Wild.
yes, that game.
Yeah. Oh God. I don't know about this latest news.
Right. So, in May 2021, obviously, remember, the company revealed during financial results presentation that its long-term plan included a 5-year strategy called Creation of Super Game. At the time, it was believed that the Super Game was going to be a single enormous title, but a new interview had clarified that it refers to a description Sega has given to a number of high-budget games it had planned. In an interview with Sega Japan's recruitment website, Executive VP Suji Utsumi explained, Sega offers a wide range of game content, including hardware and arcade content, which is made possible by a diverse range of technologies. We have defined Super Game as the development of AAA titles that cross over Sega's comprehensive range of technologies, and we will aim to achieve this in our 5-year plan. Explaining further, Utsumi said, several titles are being developed within the framework of Super Game, and while each title will vary, there is no doubt that there will be interactive titles that go beyond the traditional framework of games. For example, in the past, people who played games were called gamers, but now watching games has become a culture in itself, and such people could no longer be called gamers. I think there's a great potential in the relationship between people who play and watch games. We are thinking of creating new entertainment within these possibilities. And according to me, a super game title has to be 4 main criteria: multiple platform, so it's going to be a multi-platform game, global multi-language development, simultaneous worldwide release, so it's going to release at the same time across the world, and it has to be a AAA title. And then, in other words, yeah, they say that it has to meet the scale of a global blockbuster. And Sega's general manager, Katsuya Hisai, added, several projects are currently underway for Super Game. In my department, around 50 people are already involved in the initial stages. We expect that the final number of employees will be several hundred. And this is the part that Alpaca over here does not want me to talk about.
No, I don't. And I see it, and it looks... It looks like a racing game, this logo. Wait, isn't this the trademark we were looking at?
It is.
Shit!
It is one of the trademark logos. Yeah.
Damn it! I vaguely remember it, and it's very like. Look at the crust on that JPEG.
But the thing that we have to talk about, I've got to make Alpaca cry. The Super Game project could also incorporate cloud technology and NFTs. 2 technologies that Sega has recently been getting involved with.
Sega. Sorry. Good job.
And then they also explained that gaming has history of expansion through the connection of various cultures and technologies. For example, social networking and game video viewing are recent examples. And they say it's a natural extension for future gaming, and that will expand into involve new areas such as cloud gaming and NFT. We are also the Super Game from the perspective of how far different games can be connected to each other. And yeah, that's about it for that. So, Alpaca, what do you think of your dream of having, Seaman? What do you think of your dream of having Seaman Breath of the Wild actually be multiple games?
Seaman. Sorry. Whatever. But, there's always the classes I can go back to until the death of 2038. So, in my spare time, I'll be spending those 16 years. Just, Anyways, okay, so, okay, I guess. That's fine, I guess. I don't care. I don't like that they're, getting in with the hype. And I don't like how crusty this Sega NFT JPEG is. But I can't really be mad because I don't know what they're really talking about when they talk about Super Game.
Right. So one of the things that seems like it wants to explore is the fact that it wants to impact people. How they're trying to target not only like people who are playing the game, but people who are watching the game. And there really is no better game to have people watch than Seaman.
So are they talking about like Twitch interactive viewers? Like when you can like put like stickers on the screen?
I believe so. Like they want to incorporate people who want to watch the game. Like how do we get these people involved with the game?
I don't know, like, go to Congress and tell the senators, hey, by the way, we're going to make copyright even worse. Hear me out on this. If somebody plays our game, they have to link the website to purchase it in the description. That could be Steam, Epic, or our own launcher. It'll be great. We'll truly make copyright better for the greater good of fair use. Yang. Anyways, no.
Also, I mean, you could just make it so there's a TV inside the fish tank for Seaman, and yeah, go wild.
But what do we call people who watch people play games? What, viewers? A little cousin who's sitting by, like, on the floor while we're, playing, I don't know, Gran Turismo or something? I don't know.
Little Timmy?
Yeah, but I don't know. Just call them chat or call them like our viewers, my viewers. But the people who watch my videos. Call them chat. I don't know. Anyways, but anyways, the concept of interactivity or something like that. I mean, I'm happy about it. I mean, like, Twitch already has, like, Twitch Interactive. Like, I think there was, like, a Mario 64, like, a Super Mario 64. Like, you could have Twitch chat, like, enter things in and use bits and stuff to, like, mess with the game. It would be like Super Mario 64 Chaos Edition, but the chat members have to, like, they could put, like, kill Mario, like, exclamation kill Mario, and you would die randomly. Like, a message would pop up and say, get fucked up, Baka! And then Mario's like, wow! As he dies and sits down, depressed looking. Looks like that cut Luigi still from Luigi's Mansion. I mean, I don't know. Like, do something like that. Make Sonic the Hedgehog, but like, viewers could spend bits to make Sonic go super fast, dude. I don't know, something like that.
Oh my god! Well, it's not gonna be Sonic Frontiers, unfortunately, because that game is gonna probably come out this year, so it's not super game for.
I don't know. Make it like an NFT, or make like an interaction where, like, you can pet Tails on the head.
Well, I mean, I would lift up a certain thing, because Sega does make the games for this particular thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
like,
then I have to buy Alpaca a game off of Steam.
I know, honestly. I mean, hey. I mean, I already listened to the most cursed fucking thing ever. You know how Caramel Dancing is actually in Swedish, and how it's supposed to be a parody of anime and stuff. You ever lie on your apartment floor with your bathe-in stripper lights, flashing strobing colors, depressed? Well, the one and only. The one and only. Sings Caramel Dancing in Japanese. The land of the Weebaloo.
Well, you can say
sorry.
You can say the term I can't, because you have all right to say whatever you want. I'm only restricted because I put myself behind a paywall. So,
Would you kindly raise that figurine? Would you kindly?
and then I have to owe you a game.
Well, the thing is, a man chooses, and a Hydrowave obeys. Would you kindly?
And then they buy
Would
you
you kindly, mister?
And then I have to buy you a game.
Would you kindly buy me BioShock, the collection? I don't know.
God damn it.
Would you kindly exert your muscles in that arm of yours?
Not very muscular, but okay.
Weird flex, but okay. Would you kindly stop?
All right, let's move on to how
Anyways.
SNK has most of its shares now owned by a Saudi prince.
Oh yeah. Hey, isn't that interesting? Imagine the king of fighters. Now, the prince of fighters.
So pretty much, so the same people who own Metal Slugs and Fatal Fury and Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters, all those franchises. Well, now Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and the leader of the country, which apparently represses human rights, a man linked to the killing of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi and a fan of China's Xinjiang re-education camps. He's now, via the electronic game development company, the ultimate owner of the iconic game developer and publisher SNK. The EDGC first acquired a 33.3% stake in SNK in November 2020, and at the time announced it planned to buy more shares. In February of this year, it did so, raising its stake to an all-out but done 96%. And so the electronic gaming development company is the company that actually is owned by the Saudi prince himself. And SNK is also known for the Neo Geo consoles too. So
Okay.
but
Wow, I didn't know Saudi Arabia was like real life Kurat.
And they bought shares that roughly equated to $430 million. And apparently, this regime also has huge investments in the likes of Activision Blizzard, roughly $3 billion worth of shares, Electronic Arts, $1.9 billion, Take-Two, $1 billion, and White Bright spots at Riot Games, which ended a partnership with the planned Saudi Arabian cross-border city of Neom after fans pointed out Saudi Arabia's human rights abuses.
And if you scroll down even further, you'll find an advertisement of a lady eating pickles. Why is this? I'm sorry. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I scrolled down, and all I saw was like there's a split screen. One screen was like a cucumber being thrown in like a vat of like green acid, and then there was canned pink pickles, and then it's cut to this lady in red lipstick with glasses and like blonde hair eating a pickle.
Right.
That's all I was looking at.
Right. Well, let's try to get back to
SNK.
this.
SNK. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I gotta be honest, I have no idea what SNK really is. Like, I know about Metal Slug, but that's about it.
They both do a lot of fighting game stuff. Like their most recent games are Samurai Showdown and King of Fighters 15, which you can actually the guy with the two hands that you saw the first image there.
Yeah.
That's from King of Fighters 15.
Oh, okay. I truly wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, King of Fighters is technically a 3v3 non-tag fighting game.
Yeah.
And it technically, think of that game as like Super Smash Bros., but for all the SNK characters.
Oh, all right.
Minus like Samurai Showdown or a couple other stuff, but it originally
I see.
Yeah, it originally meant to be a crossover between. It meant to be a crossover between Art of Fighting and Fatal Fury, because those two game series actually took place in the same universe, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, hey, what if we combine these two franchises together as like a new franchise? And that's when they came up with King of Fighters, which is based off the tournament series from Fatal Fury. And then King of Fighters technically continued as its own franchise, and King of Fighters is actually one of their bigger franchises. I actually would recommend playing it. It's actually a pretty fun game.
Well, not anymore, because most of that cash would go to, you know.
Yeah. I'm one of those sad people that while we all agree with a certain figure from another company that we're going to talk about soon.
Yeah.
It's a terrible person. We don't want to support them. In my case, my problem is I kind of like this game, and there's going to be more characters coming out in another season, like a few more seasons, and unfortunately for me, I'm probably going to have to buy them, which means like $15 or so is going to be sent over to this guy, and I'm going to feel real regretful for doing that.
It's okay. I bought Far Cry 6 gold, but it was on sale, luckily, so they probably lost some money.
Yeah. Well, another news though, apparently from what I heard, he has no changes of changing how the company is operated. So, you know how like with how conservative those sort of people can be, and how with Japanese development there's a lot of like scantily clad like characters.
Yeah.
Apparently he's not changing that.
I mean, if I were him, like...
Don't change
I'd
what's broken.
No, if I were him, I would, like... causing, like, a revolution. with my shares. But seriously, oh, God. I don't really have anything to say because it's
but
controversial figures and stuff, and personally I stray away from all that stuff recently because it's just the same old shit, just different faces.
Right. But we will
just like
I'm gonna try and like last time when we talked about Activision Blizzard, I will try to get through this as quickly as I can. And this is another Activision Blizzard segment, so let me get through this as quickly as possible. We'll give our quick thoughts, and we'll immediately move on to the Epic Games news, because there's a lot of it.
Yeah, certainly.
Anyways, Activision Blizzard is converting all temporary contract quality assurance workers in the U.S. to full-time employees starting July 1st. Many of the 1,100 workers will receive a pay raise. The hour rate is going up to $20 per hour as of April 17th. As permanent employees, the workers will receive benefits and can participate in a bonus plan. The company says bringing these workers on board as staff will bolster its development resources and increase its number of full-time employees by 25%. It recently converted nearly 500 other temporary and contract roles across studios to full-time positions. The move comes in the wake of unionization drives spearheaded by QA team members at Raven Software. Workers from across Activision Blizzard staged a walkout in December after some Raven QA contractors were laid off. The following month, QA workers at the studio announced their intention to unionize, which would make them members of the first union at a AAA gaming company in North America. And as we know, Activision decided to decline to voluntarily recognize the Game Workers Alliance Union and shall vote some people to other departments. And they mentioned that whether Raven workers choose to unionize has nothing to do with the salary increase elsewhere for Activision's QA workers. The spokesperson due to legal obligations under the National Labor Relations Act. And Microsoft, which agreed to a deal to buy the company for $68.7 billion, which we all know is what we, at this point, would be the best thing to happen to this company. To choose whether to be represented by a labor organization, and we will honor those decisions. So, pretty much, if they get bought by Microsoft, they have to oblige to these reunions.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it. So, I mean, what do you think of this whole thing?
I mean, I guess it's all right. I guess, I don't know.
Right.
They're not treating them like crap anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, these 1,100 QA testers will at least get some benefits and compensation and, you know, actually get some benefits. And it's good for them to see some form of improvement at this company. Even a smidge.
Yeah, what smidge they can offer.
Right. But hey, we all know the main culprit behind the top of the top.
Yeah, and he's gonna leave gliding off a golden parachute.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what we do.
Yep.
So.
Alright. Therefore...
I know, you want me to say the line. Say the line, Jim!
Yeah, say the line.
FluufAlpaca.
Right. Anyways, now we can move on to now we can start with all this Epic Games stuff. And there's actually a good chunk of stuff. But before we get to that, let's talk about the new Tomb Raider that got announced. And there's a reason why this is significant.
Unreal Engine 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Tomb Raider game. So, those are always technically impressive and visually stunning. So,
And get this, it's Crystal Dynamics. And you know what the last thing we know they produced was?
Bubsy 3D. No, I'm just kidding. Marvel's Avengers.
Well, that's one of the most important games. Well, it's that and the Marvelverse, the Guardians of the Galaxy game, but more so.
And that, yes.
But more so, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers is the most controversial one.
Gex Enter the Gecko. No, I'm just fucking with you.
I mean, with them,
Square Enix.
Yeah, I mean, with them having to work right now, working on Perfect Dark with Microsoft right now, it makes you really think that, hey, maybe Square Enix doesn't have as much faith in Crystal Dynamics nowadays.
I mean,
nope.
What if Project Dark and Tomb Raider collide?
You mean Perfect Dark and Tomb Raider?
Fuck my life. Why do I keep on calling it Project Dark? I said that last time we talked about Perfect Dark. God damn it. Anyways, what if they collabed?
That could be interesting.
That'd be pretty cool.
So, I don't know how a Uncharted style, like Indiana Jones style female protagonist is gonna. Oh wait, they're both female protagonists, so that could work out. But one's a Indiana Jones style explorer, and the other one is more of a agent.
What if you play the Tomb Raider game and you see both point of views while Lara Croft is trying to I don't know. She's doing something, and then I don't know, the agents and their affiliation, are trying to intercept whatever she's doing for the greater good, but she knows the real greater good or something.
Who knows? But
anyways, we're just theorizing. I thought that would be pretty interesting. Anyways.
Yeah, that was very off topic. Let's get back to the actual game itself. Like, what do we think of this? I mean, both of us. I don't think you've played many Tomb Raider games, and I definitely have not played a Tomb Raider game.
I haven't played any per se, but I do know that they've always been visually appealing, and they've been a benchmark in a lot of for a lot of graphics cards, and they've been a great like they've been visually impressive. And with Unreal Engine 5's advancements, I don't know what to expect other than the best.
Yeah,
I guess.
a visually stunning game. Because the recent Tomb Raider games, what I've seen of them, are pretty graphically amazing. So
Certainly.
however, let's get back to what we argue would be the main news of this whole thing. And now that, ladies and gentlemen, Unreal Engine 5 is now available to all developers.
That includes me and you.
Exactly. And then I can go back into attempting to make a 2D-ish fighting game.
Yeah.
No,
and
really.
apparently there's no fees until you hit like $1 million in sales.
Yeah. So,
As far as I can see.
So yeah, as I said, it's true. We're making Unreal Engine 5 available to all developers today. And this was off the press of their State of Unreal 2022 broadcast. And then also, they had to remind everybody that the start of Chapter 3, Fortnite is now under Unreal Engine 5. So if you ever hop onto Fortnite, that's an Unreal Engine 5 now. And they are also going to start shipping a new starter game called Lyra to get building even faster. And then creating photoreal content can be incredibly expensive and time consuming, which is why they're partnering with the Quixel Tools team to create the world's largest library of high quality assets. So imagine this. You could actually have good looking default assets for your games. And they mentioned with the release of Unreal Engine 5, you can now access the Megascans library without leaving the editor. So they're trying to make that even more seamless.
That's cool.
And they mentioned a new website where, I guess they revamped the website where you can learn new skills, share your work, and more. And yeah, that's everything they showed at the broadcast. But the most important part, we're going to drive this home. Unreal Engine 5 available to all developers. I can make a 2D fighting game about waifus. And you can make, I don't know, a 3D open world alpaca game. So yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, we've seen numerous games, like we mentioned Tomb Raider earlier, and then we also noticed that Abandoned, provided it's actually coming out, is going to transition to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website unrealengine.com, English US / Unreal Engine 5, and I'm looking at it. It definitely looks promising. There's also examples of what you could do. If you look at number 3 on that part of the site, there is the city sample that it's based on the city scene. It's actually the city scene from The Matrix Awakens, the Unreal Engine 5 one. And then there's a game called Lyra
That one I did mention, yeah.
Yeah, that you mentioned. And I mean, looking at the actual the actual game though, like the city sample, like, wow, is this not real? How is this not real? This looks photorealistic. I mean, I could kind of tell that it's not real, but
The
wow,
Uncanny Valley is getting very close.
it truly is. I mean, parts of it you can tell that it's not real, you know, but holy crap, everything in here is like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. And that kind of almost falls into the Matrix in a sense, you know, because like, what really is real sort of stuff, you know? Holy crap. That is meta.
Literally. And we can talk about how Lego and Epic Games are partnering to create a child-friendly metaverse. I know, you love every time we speak of metaverse.
It's luckily it's not become that much of a meme that you have to pay me, or buy me a game, whatever. But if I had a nickel for every time, I'd probably be able to afford. I'd be able to buy like 2% of Twitter.
0.2, more so, but still.
0.2. Anyways.
Yeah, so look at this. So the LEGO Group and Epic Games had announced on April 7th that they are going to enter a long-term partnership to shape the future of the metaverse to make it safe and fun for children and families. The two companies will team up to build an immersive, creatively inspiring, and engaging digital experience for kids of all ages to enjoy together. The family-friendly digital experience will give kids access to tools that will empower them to become confident creators and deliver amazing play opportunities in a safe and positive space. And as Niels B. Christensen, CEO of LEGO, they mentioned kids enjoy playing in digital and physical worlds and move seamlessly between the two. We believe there is huge potential for them to develop lifelong skills such as creativity, collaboration, and communication through digital experiences. But we have a responsibility to make them safe, inspiring, and beneficial for all. Just as we've protected children's rights to safe physical play for generations, we are committed to doing the same for digital play. We look forward to working with Epic Games to shape this exciting and playful future. As Tim Sweeney had mentioned, this legendary man, the LEGO Group has captivated the imagination of children and adults through creative play for nearly a century, and we are excited to come together to build a space in the metaverse that's fun, entertaining, and made for kids and families. As the metaverse evolves, it is reshaping how people meet, play, work, learn, and interact in a 3D virtual world. The LEGO Group and Epic Games will combine their extensive experience to ensure that this next iteration of the internet is designed from the outset with the well-being of kids in mind. Epic Games has expertise in building creative tools and immersive worlds that are open and accessible to all players and developers anywhere. And they also mentioned how it's at the forefront of popular culture. Looking at you, Fortnite. Epic is also committed to enabling developers to create age-appropriate experiences online, and in 2020 acquired Super Awesome, a company that pioneered technology designed to deliver safe digital engagement with children under 16. So it's like going to be this studio right here that's going to be developing whatever this metaverse is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they mentioned some other stuff. But yeah, what do you think of this collaboration between LEGO and Epic?
I mean, it's bold and brave. I mean, you know, the idea of actually having a like an online that's, you know, safe for children. I don't want it to be, you know, like I want to make sure that it's, you know, I would want to make sure that it's, you know, like, because there are ways, like I've seen people take child games and, you know, ruin them, you know, like like on Roblox, for example,
Which, speaking of Roblox, I feel like something like Roblox or Minecraft is how this potential metaverse is going to be, fleshed out. It's going to be a game similar to either one of those two games.
Oh yeah, certainly. Probably more like Roblox, but I've seen, how like adults play Roblox, and some people who are more malicious can go on there and do what they need be, to ruin the experience. I'd hope that there would be protections in place, like actual, like I know it mentions, all that stuff. I'd hope that
Right.
I'd hope that there would be a lot of control, not just, smaller, like, little, like, put in a pin sort of stuff. Because sometimes it's not as simple as that.
Right. Also, I mean, think about it this way. What if this partnership went even further and we see Lego skins for the squeakers inside of Fortnite?
And this is where I make my exit and play the Lego Yoda death sound. I'm back. The many times I flung Yoda off a bridge just to hear him scream. The many times we've inflicted CBT upon him. Anyways. The many miles we walk, the many things we learned. I'm sorry.
But yeah.
There is no.
But yeah, do you have any other thoughts about this?
Yoda falling off a cliff. No.
All right, because then we can now talk about how Epic Games is making a mobile app that'll take photos and make them into 3D models.
Oh. But why does this look like a butt? Anyway, sorry. Anyways,
Oh my god, it's funny. It's supposed to be like the top of a chair. But the way they have this photo covering it really does make it look like someone's.
anyways.
Yeah, so besides just being immature fools. God, I want to bring the rubber ducks on the screen, but I can't.
We can now scan real life objects into 3D models, which is very similar to the thing we talked about earlier on about how NVIDIA, was doing that whole I remember we were talking about building Halo levels in Forge by using that AI to make like a soda can level. This is a bit different, however, as Hydrowave explained to me. How is it so, though?
Well, the difference is that what we talk about with NVIDIA Nerf is more of a AI. It's just the principal AI. This essentially is using an AI or that they have to be able to make it easy for people to do this. So in this case, if I wanted to lift something off my counter here and decide to show on the screen, I can make that object into a 3D image. So take for instance this HDMI splitter. If I were to make this a 3D object with this app, I could, because it's all just simple, easy app. So as it mentions here, Epic has bought a mobile app that can turn photos into 3D scans. Capturing Reality, a company Epic bought last year, created photogrammetric software called Reality Capture. It could quickly convert laser scans or images into 3D scans of assets. And the idea is that creatives will be able to scan real-world objects at any time to use in their projects. After you sign with their Epic Games account, the app will prompt you to take at least 20 photos of an item. You can also hold down your finger on the capture button as you move around the object. After the app processes the image and turns it into a 3D object with the help of Reality Capture servers, you can export the scan to Sketchfab, which is a 3D asset platform Epic also bought in 2021. You'll then be able to sell the asset to other creatives or use it for your own 3D virtuality and augmented reality projects, which probably includes game development too.
But yeah, you could probably use this in excuse me, probably use this in Unreal like 5 even. Probably it, like, how, like I mentioned before, how people just used to take photographs and then put it into like an image and paste it on as a texture. Same thing here, although it's like a 3D object. Like that amp that I bought, I could make that into an asset in Unreal 5 and maybe change the logo, of course. I don't want to get sued by Fender. So that'd be pretty cool.
This Sonic Bubblehead I have right behind me there.
Yeah, that's definitely not copyrighted like a certain figurine you also have that you're not going to show because
Oh, you can see Espeon over there. I could technically get that Warhead container.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit.
That was accidental, and yet I have to buy you a game. Oh no!
Accidente. Oh no, accidente. I told you to lock it in like a gun safe or something. Anyways.
Congratulations, you got yourself a Steam game.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you won it.
Alright. Put this in the corner. That's my tally mark for this episode. Until I find a real one.
The squeaker is gonna...
I mean, you technically didn't do it maliciously. So maybe not.
Right.
I'm willing to forgive you if you do it again, like on purpose. So you can only do it one time. But like, if you don't do it, I'll just like... Whoop. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'll put this like behind the microphone and then remember it later as like it's like one eyeball staring out.
I mean, to be fair, I could have just made that 3D model, but we're not gonna go there.
I mean, technically you could, but who knows?
I mean, you could probably turn that 2D image of a microphone, provided that you put it like a transparent background entirely, into a 3D object.
Or I could like 3D print it.
Or what if for some reason you put your alpaca avatar as a 3D, as like a transparent background PNG, and then you're able to take a picture of it using this app, and you can get yourself a 3D image of your alpaca.
Nightmares.
And then you could use it for Unreal Engine 5 to make yourself the FluufAlpaca video game.
I'm going to download Unreal Engine 5 right now, and we're going to make that happen. You will get, like, 5% of the royalty.
It'll be an open world action RPG with FluufAlpaca as the main character, battling against a giant rubber duck empire.
Does that count? Who knows? He's looking over like that guy who accidentally face rigged himself as a potato. He's like, damn it, how do I scrub that out of the recording?
Well, I just added it, so there you get 2 Steam games.
Nah, it's okay, dude, alright. I'm actually not that desperate.
No, it's part of the joke.
I know, it's part of the joke. But I'm actually not that desperate, okay? So, like... Anyways.
Yeah.
Coffee prick.
Right.
Coffee prick.
Anyways, now we can move on to... Speaking of 3D models, let's move on to a new 3D printer made by Anker, of all companies. And Anker is typically known for battery packs and charging stuff and cables. And now they want to make a new printer called the Anker Make M5. And they say that their goal is to make, the M5 solves the most critical issue that's printed for 3D printers to go mainstream after typically slow print speeds. They mentioned how the Maker M5 has a basic print speed of 250 millimeters per second. It's meant to be used for working on more detailed projects that doesn't need to finish. However, this printer also has a much speedier mode that gives it the power to run up to 2,500 millimeters per second squared, which will lead to something that's rougher and less detailed. And it's mostly used for prototypes and perhaps random toys. So, for instance, if we want to make FluufAlpaca, his avatar, a toy model, this is how you would do it.
I have plans, and they're all like, they're all really terrible plans, but hey, I've got plans for 3D printing. Mm-hmm. I've got plans.
And the M5 was designed to be easy to set up. It apparently will take only 15 minutes to get it ready to start printing. And apparently the M5 has the capability to monitor print jobs with a built-in AI-powered camera. So, like, if it detects nozzle plugging, it can send an alert to your phone, or you can view live feeds of your print jobs through the Anker mobile app wherever you are. And it can also, it pretty much allows you to monitor print jobs and stuff, or no need for like constant supervision. But right now it is a Kickstarter project, and you can get the early bird price for $429 or $499 for the secure unit. So by now we're probably paying $499 to get this 3D printer. I mean, if I had room in my room to put this thing, I'd definitely get one of these.
I'm personally, I kind of want to go and, like, buy one now, like a 3D printer in itself. They're actually quite affordable for what I can make, for what I, for, like, their price. I mean, when I was, like, little and 3D printing was, like, still a thing, I was, like, it was just becoming a thing. I was, like... Wow, that's amazing. Why is it like $20,000? Maybe because you're a fucking idiot and you don't... Sorry.
Make
Maybe.
them an idiot and want to show something on screen and I can't.
Yeah, maybe. Also, does anybody like the new face? I kind of went in live 2D and like I messed up with my mouth and stuff. So
I think honestly it's so subtle that not many people are gonna notice it too much.
oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like how I had a gaping maw before. I was like always like I was always like it looks like the Scream face but happier and less killing.
Interesting. But what things you can ship though is the Steam Deck, as more shipments of this product are getting out there.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Some good news for those who are seeking out a Steam Deck.
Yeah. That's nice. But this GIF is scaring me because if you look in the front dead center, every once in a while you'll see something. Look at the hands on one of them. It's a bit. The what? What is that? Hey, it looks like a dog, but it also looks like a tentacle. It also looks like a unicorn.
Oh, I see.
What is that? The middle GIF is like. It's a unicorn. Wait, what is it doing at the bottom?
Imagine
What is it doing at the bottom right?
Imagine if that was an alpaca doing that.
Oh my god! Yes! This is how it is. Thank you, Gabe Newell, for accepting my kind and showing representation. Oh my god. That's actually really cool, though, honestly. I wonder if anybody in the comments is mentioning it.
Probably not, but hey, it's worth a shot. Anyways, welcome to Q2. We just sent out the first set of order emails to Q2 reservers in order of reservation time. Start today, we're wrapping up Steam Deck shipments, and we'll be sending more order availability emails every week, sometimes even twice a week. We've also updated the Steam Deck product page to clarify what Q2, Q3, and after Q3 means in terms of months. No reservation windows have been changed or delayed. Only some additional info. Log in and visit this page. See your quarterly estimate. But yeah, this is a fantastic news for those who are seeking out a Steam Deck.
Oh yeah. Checking every single day for that package. And now?
Of course, and not only that, but you have to make sure you get that email in to say, hey, you can order this.
Oh yeah.
And it's great news for Steam Deck people. And honestly, if I had the money right now, I would totally be buying this. I mean, if I had all the money in the world, I'd probably get the most expensive version of the Steam Deck, to be honest. A concept of a portable, like what essentially is a handheld gaming PC that you can take anywhere with you, is pretty fascinating. And even though it is very Switch-like in nature, and the fact that it can be docked and everything like that, does make it more accessible and approachable.
Oh yeah, certainly. You don't have to worry about having a big hunking computer. I mean, unless you're willing to like, not really called. I wouldn't call it jailbreaking, but you know how even sometimes on Windows things can be absolutely frustrating and very lackluster in the help section. You know, I mean, the Steam Deck is just, if you really just want it for games, just don't do anything or like to tinker with it. Just enjoy the game, enjoy SteamOS, I guess, you know.
Well, on top of it too, you could also install Windows on this thing too.
Oh yeah, if you really wanted to be insane, yeah, you could do that. But
And then also just use it to bypass Destiny 2.
yeah, I guess so if you wanna, or like I don't know, Go to your friend's house and use their PC only for that. Don't even interact with them. Yeah. Have you ever had that one friend that just goes over to your house to play games and it ignores you?
I kind of have an idea of that. Like, imagine if you're that one person who happens to, go by someone else's house or whatever, and you have all the really cool setup and everything, and you let them check everything out.
Yo, can I play? Ignores you for like 3 hours. Dude, it's like 6 a.m. Or 6 p.m. Okay, can you go home now? Your mom's probably wondering where you are. I must play more Skyrim.
Where are you in the World of Warcraft?
Oh, God.
Or where are you in No Man's Sky?
Where? I mean, yeah, anyways. But yeah, like you said about the most expensive one, isn't that the one with the removable SSD?
I believe all of them have the removable SSD. It's about they're all
Yeah, they're all soldered storage.
Not that. I mean, you could remove them. They all have the removable, like, NVMe slot. But it's just harder to access. For all of them. All the same.
Yeah, I just like the idea though, of a portable system, and you can just kind of exist for it. But the only problem is I'm afraid of like it becoming like the too out of date, I guess, and then you're like, oh man, but
right.
It's okay.
I have a feeling since Valve is the only one making this, it's not what they did with Steam machines, which failed. It's not the Steam machine which failed, because they had so many people making so many different models with all different specifications.
Yeah, it's one specific one, so some people can. Yeah.
Which is good for developers because they know, okay, there's one version and one model, and people will buy this, and then we can just make games specific for it. Awesome. And this will definitely help get Linux more into the gaming side for sure.
Oh yeah. I just hope that when the time comes, you can repair and upgrade. They'll have aftermarket stuff.
Well, the thing is, I think the GPU and stuff, because think you keep in mind, if they want to add a removable GPU to this thing, the thing will be a lot larger. Flat out.
Oh yeah, of course. That's not what I'm talking about. It's more like repair and maybe some add-ons and stuff that would like, I don't know, like have some sort of like kit or something, or I don't know.
Right, but
either way.
But two companies that are actually partnering on this are Google and iFixit. And that's And that's because they're making it so that if you have a Google Pixel phone, which I believe is from Google Pixel 2 through Pixel 6 Pro, as well as any future Pixel models, you'll be able to buy iFixit kits to repair products.
Slowly, Hydrowave lifts up his glorious Pixel 6 and not anything else that would cause him to owe me Steam games. It's over on the bed, isn't it? Never mind, don't worry. He has a Pixel 6 with like 10 cameras on it. I don't know why. Sorry.
Sorry. It's 5G and it can do things.
Yeah.
Like, I can actually put Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and 5 other games on the same phone because it's 512 gigabytes of storage.
He can also have a Pez dispenser attachment to it, unlike the iPhone.
I mean, I have. You mean I probably could. The whole thing, I could probably get like a freaking super glue and then just get a Pez dispenser, like a random Pez dispenser without any characters or anything, and just glue that.
To an auxiliary jack.
Automatic Pez dispenser now available now USB-C powered, available for all devices.
Oh yeah, or I have one of those like crappy like I don't know why they're called dongles, but you know, a little fan dongle thing. You plug it into your like charger port.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Right.
know.
But yeah, this is really good news. I mean, good for Google for being able to partner with a reputable repair, tool company to allow people to have the right to repair their devices. But but this update is not the most significant thing Google has done this week. There was a new Google Maps update that actually changed, or not changed, but added some notable things to the application. For instance, do you know that now with Google Maps, you can actually choose to avoid tolls and see toll prices? Yeah, it's a new thing they're doing, apparently. I thought this was already an existing thing that you just click avoid tolls, there you go, but now it's officially a thing.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely was already a thing. I mean, it at least let you know if there was a toll. But the inclusion of adding how much the toll will cost is definitely new. And you can remember the settings, so it'll always do that. Or if you're going to on a new trip, you can have it forget it, I guess. It also says that the maps will be a bit more detailed in standard mono sort of like it'll show you like the traffic lights, stop lights, and stuff like that. So you can see.
Yeah, you can see in the second image down below that they actually will highlight more stoplights. They can show stop signs and everything. That is pretty useful. I thought I've seen stoplights already, but maybe because I didn't notice it for a while. But it does help if you want to learn how to avoid stoplights, I think.
It quite certainly does, because sometimes Google Maps can be helpful, but not helpful. Like, in the sense that it can lead you a little, like, not in a terribly bad way, but it can kind of lead you astray into thinking like, oh, there's a rotary there? I didn't know. Sort of stuff like that. Or if there's like two roads that are very close to each other, that you can both pull into, but one is, they're so close that you have to pinch and zoom in.
And also, one of the things that's also nice too, as you can see here, and even in some cities, you can actually see road width.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can see if it's like a 2 or 3 or a single lane, or one way even. Mm-hmm. That's freaking cool. I like that because, it doesn't really. It kind of matters for knowing where exactly you are, but you know not to turn that road if it's a dead end. I could see this being a very good enhancement.
Yeah, they also add some quality of life improvements to iOS, such as being able to access Google Maps from your home screen with a new widget, navigate from your Apple Watch, and search and get directions with Siri and Spotlight. So yeah, they added a couple of new improvements here, but I think overall this is a huge quality of life update that they've done for, Google Maps, especially with the fact you can see toll prices, which allows you to better coordinate your routes, and the fact that they've added certain things like road width and stop signs and stuff like that to make ease access, especially in new areas.
Quite certainly. And I'm glad that they're not doing shortcomings with like iOS and stuff, not leaving it in the dust, because Maps is such a very useful tool that it's almost, it's very useful if you don't know where you are or you want to get somewhere that you've never been to before or forgot the route. So personally, I love this. And I can't wait to set up the next journey with Google Maps. Honestly, I'd love to try all this stuff out, go somewhere new, like with stuff opening up more because of the with all that's, been happening with, let's just say, recent things opening up more. This is a great time to roll these changes out and just get out there, especially with summer coming and spring.
I hear, but here's the thing, though. Did you hear about the first city that brought back the mandate?
Oh, yes, I know about that. Yeah.
So maybe not go to that city, though. It's in a state that's a couple states west of where I live.
One second. Give me 1 second. Wait, which state is it?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Oh, yep, I heard all about that. I thought you were...
Philadelphia, the first city to bring back the mandate. And I have a feeling that's going to spread.
You had one fucking job, Philly.
But apparently because of rising COVID cases, which actually I did see, it did cause them to act fast. I give them credit for that.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
But we do have a new conference to look forward to in June, or at some point in the future, and that is Apple WWDC. This is from the Apple newsroom, and this is Apple today announced it will host a worldwide developer conference in an online format from June 6th to June 10th, free for all developers to attend. So this is technically a developer event that you would use for, iOS, iPad, Mac, whatever you name it. And that's literally what it is. It's a developer event that's coming up for Apple. So if you're someone who's big into the developing scene, like how FluufAlpaca wants to make a action RPG featuring alpacas.
I did not.
This is the perfect place to go for, especially if you want to put it on iOS.
What was that? I saw that.
What did you see? I had an empty hand right here.
Oh, okay. I saw you whip something upwards, but it might have just been your hand. Yes. All right, then. That's good.
Yeah, so...
I'm hell-bent.
Anything you'd want to see for this particular event here, be it, maybe use some new developing tools or maybe some new projects or anything you think would be cool to see, or not really?
I mean, not really, because I don't really dabble in a lot of Apple products, unfortunately. However, I'd like to see innovations that I'd obviously love to see innovations no matter where they come from, I guess, because it's true that companies are not your friends, and any competition is good when there's competition being made, So, I don't really have an opinion, but I'd hope that it brings something to the table, at least, something worthwhile. At least for, maybe not for me, but people that do use these products, with Apple and, the Mac and, the iPhone and stuff. I don't know. Whatever we see at the event, I guess that's fine by me. I guess I just don't want to see a $999 display stand again.
Right. Well, keep in mind this is mostly for software related things, so it's not going to be anything hardware related.
All right then.
Sorry, they call it developers conference.
All right. Well, in that case, then,
Like, could we
I
potentially
hope
see
they.
maybe the side loading of apps? Maybe, like, 'cause there's been some speculation because of law and stuff that they might have to abide by having to sideload apps. So that could be a potential thing if they decide to show it off here. If that's something they're
Maybe.
actually working on.
Yeah, maybe. I guess. Um, I mean, like I said before, I'd love to sideload a certain desktop app that we have here on Windows, but that's for a different day. Not today.
Fortnite.
Hey Cortana, tell me a joke. Fuck, she's not turned on. How do I? How to turn on or shut the fuck up. How to turn on Cortana. No results. What the fuck? How to turn on Cortana. Cortama?
How
Who's
to
Cortama?
sideload Fortnite onto iOS. Just kidding.
Install Windows on iOS.
Well, speaking of Windows, we'll just move on to that topic because Windows 11 is actually getting a new file explorer. And you can see here, Windows power the future of work. And they had this long, thing talking about how work has changed dramatically. Most employee want flexible remote options to stay. Cyber threats are all time high. Looking at you lapses. And yeah, so they're talking about operating for hybrid work. And we're going to scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
And you'll see something that's pretty interesting here. Yeah, so once you get down to the more inclusive, accessible, and intelligent, topic, at the bottom of that first paragraph, what we're most talking about here.
Mhm.
Additionally, we want to help Windows users be more efficient and more productive in every experience. The redesigned cloud-powered file explorer makes it easier to find what you're looking for, allowing you to see all files in one centralized place. You can also pin files and create tabs in File Explorer, bringing what used to take 6 clicks to get to an important file to 1. To further improve the meeting and collaboration experience, we're also introducing intelligent meeting features for Windows 11 powered by AI. So we can ignore that. Let's just focus on that last sentence right there. The new File Explorer. And I believe... No, there isn't really an image of it, but on this document at least. But you could definitely look it up. But the whole document pretty much goes on about how they're trying to strengthen Windows 365, such as that business can stream the entire Windows experience from the Microsoft Cloud to any device. So they're bringing Windows 365, which we did talk about this at one point. Like, really early on.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of other things. But yeah, what do you think of the File Explorer getting a new version of it with tabs and being able to have easier connectivity with the internet and stuff?
So I remember before a bit of outcry when it came to there was a build that people thought it was a File Explorer with ads in it. I mean, let me take a short look at this video. And why is it's in 144p? Dang it. That was a little joke. Oh, okay. So so pinned apps look a bit different, of course. Oh, there are folders and okay, nice, yeah. I mean, this looks cool. It's something that Linux has had for a while, though. So
I mean, I feel
no
like,
points there, kind of.
yeah,
But
but I feel like this is definitely approved for Windows specifically because this would be very useful, especially for if you're like any of us here who use like modern internet browsers.
certainly, my only concern is maybe just the fact that files. Like, I like the idea of file sharing being a bit streamlined a bit more, not being a whole huge mess of sending email attachments and pieces or using Google Drive or OneDrive or something like that.
Right, so I could actually, send, if I wanted to send images of certain squeaking birds, I could definitely do that. Easier.
Does that count? I don't know. Does it count? Who knows? Nobody knows except for this thing in the top right corner. Anyways, so at least on the right on my screen. I mean, I'm happy with this. It's just I'm worrying. I kind of worry about the security part of it, of course, because it's allowing shared files to be a bit more attached to the window to File Explorer. But I mean, I'd hope that it would be handled a bit more a bit better than that, like not just be like an open, path straight to like your files, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not too much of an expert in that field, but I just hope that it would be really secure when it came to like allowing, attaching File Explorer to more towards the internet than ever, not just being a way to access your files anymore, but a way to like access, it through the internet and back, I guess, I don't know, just little minor things.
Right.
Of course, but what's up?
Okay, because now we can move on to how the United Kingdom is trying to embrace cryptocurrencies and wants to make a certain thing of their own.
Where have I heard John Glenn before?
I have no idea. Maybe we'll talk about an older episode or something like that. But anyways, so you can see there's a large amount of text on the screen here. Actually, I should probably show this off before we move on. But you can see this large wall of text. It is a long speech.
Oh, do you think they'd be prepping you for a giant war story like battle or something? Like, gosh.
Is this like the Gettysburg Address or something like that?
Like, I'm thinking of fucking General George S. Patton's like speech on like Day,
Do you know what Gettysburg Address is?
I guess.
It's the famous speech that Abraham Lincoln spoke of during the Civil War.
I assume as much it had something to do with Lincoln.
Yeah. As he mentions here, because fintech is a fast-moving, exciting sector, in large part because of your ideas, your hard work, and expertise, it's absolutely at the forefront of your Chancellor's mind as he thinks about the future, about supporting the economic recovery, and about making UK the world's preeminent financial center. And the last part's critical Financial services make an enormous contribution to this country in many different ways, and within that, with every passing month, fintech is punching higher and harder. Yet year-on-year investment growth in the UK fintech was up more than 200% in 2021. We're leading European fintech hub and second only to the United States worldwide. I don't know why they labeled this, but I'm going to go with it. Almost half of the fintech unicorns in Europe are based in the UK. In the last year, the sectors attracted more investment than France, Germany, Sweden, and the Netherlands combined. That mattered because, as the Chancellor told you last year, part of the way we became that preeminent financial center that he described is by having technology here to do things better. And so, no doubt, the Chancellor and I value immensely and will continue doing everything we can to support you. That's why I commissioned Ron Khalifa to undertake an independent review on UK fintech and why we're straining every sinew to implement his recommendations. And one thing he mentions is the FTA already expanded and reinforced its world-leading regulatory sandbox. It's piloting the new Scale Box, which offers enhanced support to newly authorized firms. And just a few weeks ago, Innovate Finance announced the launch of their international fintech group, which they will co-chair with the Department of International Trade. And one of the Khalifa's review central recommendations was the creation of a new national fintech body, the Center for Finance, Innovation, and Technology, a force for turbocharging UK fintech. I'm delighted that the CFIT Steering Committee, chaired by Ron himself, met for the first time last week. And said open banking. And, yep, and you can kind of see, let's see. There's another point here. The Chancellor Treasury and I have a specific message on new technologies. And this is when we get to the part that Alpaca does not want to read.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, never in the history of commerce has there been invention as hyped and misunderstood as a disrupted ledger technology and blockchain. Look at all these famous words. Blockchain. Alpaca's one of Alpaca's few favorite words.
Why did you have to do this?
For simplicity's sake, I'm going to use the catch-all term crypto or crypto technologies. Alpaca loves this stuff.
Thank you.
But what I mean is the extraordinary mercurial underlying technology which makes crypto possible and which we can be pretty sure is going to have profound effects across multiple domains, and that doesn't happen very often. And because we want this country to be a global hub, the very best place in the world to start and scale crypto companies. Again, more of crypto. I mean, this is your favorite thing.
Oh yeah, it certainly isn't.
If there is one message I want to leave here today with, is that the UK is open for business, open for crypto business. We're still right on the cusp of this technology breaking through. But there isn't even consensus on what the implications of crypto are, when or whether we're going to reach some kind of steady state, or even whether crypto itself is a good thing. Okay, well, that answers your question. They're kind of doubting it, as you can see in that last line there.
Sure they are.
Or even whether crypto itself is a good thing. They are kind of unsure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a massive debate between the skeptics and the evangelists, and there are a wide range of views in between. Well, I know what side you're on.
Shut up.
You're on the evangelist side.
No, I'm not. I'm not sure either. I don't know if it's gonna be,
Okay, you're a skeptic. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You're
We'll leave it at that.
Just kidding. You're an evangelist. Anyways.
What the fuck?
Some people worry deeply about crypto and about how long it's going to harm consumers or provide a platform for illicit activity free from government oversight or drive up carbon emissions. Okay, I think we can both agree about that.
Oh yes.
Others say it's the best thing ever. That's the alpaca. They argue that crypto could do things like revolutionize global finance by making financial exchanges more transparent, efficient, and democratic, and placing currency in the hands of people, not nations. That leaves us here in the UK with a big question to answer. How are we going to respond? If crypto technologies are going to be a big part of the future, then we, UK, want to be in on the ground floor. In fact, if we commit now, if we act out, we can lead the way. We hear the concerns so much are valid. That's why in this country, we've already said that we'll seek to protect consumers by legislating to bring certain crypto assets into the scope of financial promotions regulation. And it's essential that investors understood the risks they are taking. And at the Bank of England's Financial Policy Committee recently noted, we're also mindful that crypto technologies grow and become more interconnected with the core financial system. We'll need to ensure that regulators have the right tools to manage the associated risks. We're aware, too, that crypto assets have proven attractive to criminals in hostile states, which is why we've taken proactive steps to prevent their misissue. Since January 2020, crypto asset firms operating in the UK have been subject to the money laundering regulations, and we recently consulted on implementing Financial Action Task Force travel route rule for transfers of crypto assets. Because we do see that for a while, like UK have been placing regulations and stuff on crypto. They have been trying to crack down on the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It says we have a robust system in place and we won't compromise on those high standards. And if we scroll down here more, there's a oh, and here's another thing too. On carbon footprint, the UK is a world leading center for green finance, so of course we'll be looking closely at energy usage associated with certain crypto technologies. Making this more environmentally friendly would be a plus. I think anyone can agree on that.
Oh yes, without a doubt.
And then, equally, we see enormous potential crypto. And we want to give ourselves every chance to take maximum advantage. We aren't going to lower our standards, but we are going to maintain a technology-neutral approach. Have robust and effective regulation won't hinder innovation. It'll actually boost it by giving people and businesses the confidence they need to think and invest for the long term. I mentioned, like, we have a detailed plan, and if we scroll down here, I want to find the part where there's a certain part in here. I want to get to this because this is actually the most important part. Yeah, some stablecoin stuff, and then I did see this. There's a lot of stuff about this stuff, but I want to get to the point. Here it is. Finally, I am announcing today that the Chancellor has asked the Royal Mint to create a alpaca's favorite word. Absolutely his favorite. Non-fungible token. NFT.
Help.
To be
Send. Help.
issued by the summer, an emblem of the forward-looking approach we are determined to take, and there'll be more details very soon.
A memento of the backward-looking direction. We're fucking Michael Jackson moonwalking out this fucking dump. Whoop. Oh shit. I can't go farther than this. I don't have another screen on this side. Damn it. Fuck. Can I... Anyways.
So what do you think of the United Kingdom trying to make it more crypto-friendly? And, of course, issuing their own NFT.
This is how I feel. Give me 1 second. Let me just grab a certain thing. Oh yes, this. This is how I feel.
You know,
This is my protest face.
you know, I'm surprised you actually haven't grabbed any weaponry.
Oh yeah, but I'd need a license for it. Just kidding. I live in the heartlands of America. Fuck you! No, I'm just kidding. Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, do you have any actual thoughts on this, or not much?
Citizens aren't supposed to have guns.
God, your character reminded me of like Watch Dogs Legion, where they had those pig masks or whatever as like a face of protest.
Oh my god. Do I have a pig mask actually? Do I? Wait,
And you know
Wait,
what I'm
do I?
talking about too, and I'm sure you haven't played Watch Dogs Legion.
No, I've seen the front cover of it. I mean, I this is the best I got for like a mask. Oh yes, yeah. No, I've seen that. I've seen that. This is the best I got for a mask. It's Pog Sucky. Pogmasucky. Richard Poggerson. Richard Poggersuck. I don't know.
Right, I mean,
I'm trying to make fun of his last name. I'm sorry, Rich. I mean, I know you take a lot of shit, but anyways.
I mean, do you have anything to say on this before we move on to...
Look, I'm okay with this stuff, okay? Like, I don't really think it's okay when it comes to regulations. I don't really care when it comes to NFTs because I'm not interested in them. And even though the interest in NFTs and stuff have been waning over the months, I don't know. I'm not too intrigued.
I see what you mean though, because NFTs themselves, I think it's just people are starting to view it as just a marketing scheme, essentially, like a get rich quick scheme. It's like what should have been like, hey, this could have been a way to serialize and store these assets.
Yeah.
Are ending up being used as like get rich quick schemes.
Without a doubt, honestly.
Like, I know this one service that came out recently that does something where it's like you can invest in actual art.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. It's an actual physical item you can have in your hand. But for this, it's a little different because, well, yes, having unique images is really cool. People are using it more as like a get rich quick scheme more than just enjoying the image that they actually own.
Uh-huh.
And also on top of two, there's too many monkeys on there. I'd like to have some variety.
I went on OpenSea the other day and wasn't there like alpaca NFTs?
I remember we were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Like,
maybe make some alpacas more in on the mainstream so it could please.
Oh shit. Damn it, that was the wrong one.
Hey,
I didn't mean to.
Hey, I think lunchboxes don't count, so maybe I can whip that out.
I mean, who knows? Do you want to test me? Credit to the Hydraulic Press channel. Thank you so much. This is React content. Copyright. Oh, and also, this guy right here. motherfucker. I swear to God. What was I looking for? Oh yes, the download of the alpaca NFT. So, sue me. I right-clicked and saved, but I don't own this. This is Alpaca God. Anyways.
What alpaca wants to morph into one day. The command of all of alpacas.
I mean, nah. I'd like to hug it one day.
Maybe it can make your alpaca Super Saiyan alpaca.
Maybe.
Maybe give it,
Maybe it
or
could-
maybe it's Super FluufAlpaca. Make it like supersonic and have yellow fur.
Make him have the senzu beans. Speaking of senzu beans, my anxiety meds look like senzu beans. Anyway, you're saying?
Yeah. I guess at this point we can just move on to meta.
No, we don't have to move on to it. We can not. What the Zuckbuck?
The Zuckbuck. So pretty much what it says, Meta might not give up on the concept of digital currency just because its DM crypto project has floundered. According to the Financial Times, claiming that Meta is exploring a digital currency, which is internally named Zuckbucks, aimed at the Metaverse. And they say this probably wouldn't be a cryptocurrency, though it starts to say they would be essentially managed in-app tokens like those available through game platforms such as Roblox. And they say this will mark a return to the defunct Facebook credit system since 2009, which you would use to buy things for Farmville. Apparently, the company is also reportedly mulling similar rewards for its biggest social media contributors, such as creator coins for Instagram influencers and reputation tokens for Facebook group participants. Might help communities monitor themselves according to leakers. You might also see conventional financial services like small business loans. These and the Zuckbucks are said to be in the early stages of development and might be canceled or changed. Though Meta's NFT plans, I know your favorite word once again, appear to be moving forward at least. The Times source said a pilot for ad and fee-based NFTs was expected to debut on Facebook in mid-May with support for NFT-oriented groups soon afterward. So yeah, I mean, hey. One of your favorite things out there. Anyways, FluufAlpaca, what are your thoughts on Zuckbucks? Wait. Shit. Hey, Alpaca, say something. But yeah, FluufAlpaca, I mean, what do you think of all this stuff? I mean, it just definitely talks about NFTs, which is obviously one of your favorite things out there.
I hate everything.
I mean, especially if the NFTs are based off your favorite, idols. I'm sure you love those. For a certain island.
No, I don't. I don't like NFTs based on Margaret Thatcher. Thatcher the milk snatcher.
Yeah, but seriously, what do you think of Zuckbucks as a concept? Like, or the fact that Meta is trying to revisit the concept?
Alright, so in all honesty, I mean, when it comes to like, when it when it comes to like, I don't know, Facebook credits being reintroduced, for like, for the idea of like NFT stuff and like maybe being thrown into like maybe being thrown into I don't know, like Farmville, I guess, or whatever they have nowadays. I know there's like Baba Casino and stuff, but I don't know.
Right, but if it was actually a digital currency for the metaverse, like what would your thoughts be on that if it was targeted to that?
Well, I don't know. I'd probably I mean, I'd be okay with it and never go to the metaverse ever. But in all serious, I don't know. I guess it's all right. I'll go to like a virtual Zuckdonald's.
A virtual McDonald as an alpaca.
No, as a sheep llama alpaca thing.
Right. Just use the epic the epic 3D model tool, transform your thing into a 3D model, and then walk into the McDonald's.
Yeah, it'll be like 2.5D, like in facade.
Or like Sonic. Ooh, like Sonic. Actually, no. Let's not talk. Make it like look like Sonic 4. Maybe episode 2. I could see that, but definitely not episode 1. The episode 1 is way too shiny.
Melons.
As long as we don't have to deal with dying cat music, oh yeah, we'll be good.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I guess at this point, let's just move on to the grand finale of topics.
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to Twitter.
I think I foreshadowed this. About putting stock into Twitter. So as we can see, Twitter shares close up to 27% after Elon Musk takes 9% stake in social media company. This was on April 4th.
If he put this, I swear to God, if he did this on April Fool's Day.
That's a great way to screw with people, is like, like, oh, hi, lol. But it's on April 1st.
Yeah. But anyways, let's start off with that first point that you mentioned. Yes. Twitter shares close up 27% after Elon Musk takes a 9% stake in Twitter. Once I get this web browser, that'll be amazing. Click. I want to edit this segment too. Okay, there we go. Anyways, so Twitter shares close up on 27% after Elon Musk takes a 9% stake in social media company. And as you can see here, this article was published on April 4th. Wow, it's a little early, but hey, better late than never on this topic because it does tie in with something.
Oh yeah, certainly. What's funny is he mentioned how Twitter, undermines democracy and stuff because of free speech principles and whatnot. Thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So outspoken Tesla CEO Elon Musk purchased a giant stake in Twitter that makes him the largest outside shareholder in the social media company stock. Not long after criticizing the company for what he said was a failure to uphold the tenets of free speech. Musk now owns 73,486,938 shares of Twitter, represents a 9.2 passive stake in the company, according to Securities and Exchange Commission 13G filing released Monday. The stake is worth $2.9 billion based on Twitter's closing price on Friday. But I remember when we were talking about this, myself and Alpaca actually calculated this, and the value actually increased. So he already gained money off of this.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, the purchase comes less than 2 weeks after Musk criticized the company, pulling people on whether it adheres to free speech principles, given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square. Failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermine democracy. What should be done? Late last month, so Musk also said he was considering building a new social media platform, which we know how privatized, social media platforms go. Go see Truth Social.
Oh, yeah.
Where you create another echo chamber in the community that already has echo chambers.
Yeah, we were looking at that, and yeah. Isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah, so while it classifies as a passive stake, investors are bidding shares higher on the chance that this could lead to something more. Twitter stock surged more than 27%. Musk could try to take a more aggressive stance here on Twitter, what Guy Analysis said. This eventually could lead to some sort of buyout. This makes sense given what Musk has at least been talking about, at least from a social media perspective. Yep, and so you can see here. Yeah, so all this stuff here. But yeah, this is an interesting investment.
Mm-hmm.
Especially to someone that we've seen has been critical of social media companies for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
And to see him do this direction is kind of an interesting turn of events. Like, imagine, as this article mentioned, what if he actually does end up doing a hostile takeover after gathering enough shares?
I mean, it'd be, I don't know. I'm interested in that, that path, because being so vocal about it, you think that purchasing this much stock, it's quite it's a little bit suspicious, I guess. I don't know how to put it other than that. It's a little bit suspicious that that he would man, this place, wow. What is this? This place is terrible if you want freedom of speech. And then, I mean, then again, don't stock shareholders, doesn't putting a lot of shares into a brand, doesn't that kind of give you a say in some of their stuff almost?
It does, yeah. It does allow you to vote on, give you actually a significant say on some things.
Okay, then.
But, however, speaking of that, so Elon Musk might join Twitter's board of directors, teases significant improvements, and the articles make it seem like Elon Musk will join Twitter's board of directors after taking a 9.2 stake in the social media company. The news sent Twitter shares up 2% on Tuesday. Through conversations with Elon in recent weeks, it became clear to us that he would bring great value to our brand. He's both a passionate believer and intense critic of the service, which is exactly what we need on Twitter and in the boardroom to make us strong in the long term. And apparently, Musk's term is set to expire in 2024, according to filing with the SEC. For his entire board term or 90 days after, Musk cannot be the beneficial owner of more than 14.9% of the company's common stock outstanding. And yeah, so, and he even says here, looking forward to working with Parag and Twitter board to make significant improvement to Twitter coming months. Yeah, and so it looks like, based off this post here, it seems like he would join Twitter's board. And honestly, for someone who has a strike contract with Twitter, I feel like he would provide some meaningful say to Twitter. However, noting that it would only cap his shares at 14, what was it? Let's see, where was it?
0.9.
Yeah, 14.9% of the common stock outstanding means if he were to take on the offer, which at this time seems like he will, it means he can't have more than that many shares. Which, if he wants to build up enough shares for a hostile takeover, that's not a good thing to have.
I see. So you're saying that very well it could be beneficial and handicapping to make that decision. It would be beneficial to finally have some say, like being a board director, but then you could not, by contract, I guess, right? Have more than this amount of common stock. I can see how it'd be a little bit more difficult than just saying, "Oh yeah, I finally get to have a say in everything," Because, personally, if that was the case, if I was, one of the richest people in the world, it would make more sense to just throw more cash into, like you said, a hostile takeover. Which, what is that exactly? I'm sorry.
That's when someone has enough shares of the company to then be able to be like, hey, I want to take over the company. And then through a vote, I think, or something like that, they then take over the entire company.
Oh. Wow, okay. Man, I better learn about that stuff. Holy crap. That sounds powerful.
Yeah, so imagine if you got like a penny stock or something like that, and apparently there's enough shares, you might be able to invest heavily enough that you could take over like a cheap company.
That's pretty cool. Huh. Well,
Well, the moral of the story with as hostile takeovers is you get enough shares, and at the walls, you can then just vote yourself to become the new CEO.
okay. So where this leaves me, honestly, is it would definitely be better if he just, I would honestly, thinking of a world where literally the owner of Tesla and the man, the meme, the legend himself is the owner of Twitter. I don't know. Like, I think he'd have more say that way. Even if he's very, outspoken about what he believes about Twitter's policies, which personally I'm kind of the same boat, I guess, but...
Yeah, because I feel like if Elon Musk were able to take over the entirety of Twitter, like, there would be a lot of changes off the bat, like how it would be monetized, how everything would be done. A certain character would essentially be added to Twitter. Like, maybe not. I mean, granted, a lot of the social medias as from what I can find, definitely seem to lean towards a more left-leaning policy, but a potentially more centrist-focused social media network that could potentially unban more maybe someone like, say, Donald Trump.
Yeah, I could see that.
And try to make it more of a social media platform based off of unity could be a very interesting idea. But granted, that also throws its own controversies too, because it's like, hey, these people who are outspoken on free speech, outspoken on hate speech, are being rampant on the platform, and then what do you do?
Yeah, I see.
Then it gets to that question, hey, what if this one person likes to talk about certain birds? Then what do you do about that?
You hope that one day he makes a decision to penalize himself every time he tweets about it. Daksu.
Imagine having to pay someone, like, imagine being a CEO of a company, of a social media company, like, hey, every time I post an image of these birds, I give everyone I have to split a jackpot of $50,000
Had Quaxi Daksu.
for every time. That you post a random image on it, and like, oh, congratulations, you get $1.
Congratulations, you have earned NFT.
I just love how you get that scream right there, like NFT. I mean, one change he would implement is he wants to ask users. He apparently wants to ask users if they want an edit button, and the way he did the poll is he intentionally spelled yes or no wrong.
Yes, on.
Solely because he wanted to show that, hey, people would like to have an edit button. And honestly, if you had an edit button on Twitter that isn't tied to Twitter Blue, which is their subscription service, I would definitely be happy for that.
Oh, yeah. Imagine locking an edit button behind a paywall.
That's literally what Twitter Blue is.
Oh, yeah.
But still, overall, I mean, this is an interesting topic looking into this. I mean, Elon Musk, the legend of electric cars, and the pioneer of privatized space exploration, wants to invade Twitter.
You mean innovate Twitter?
And that, too. Invade to innovate. But not only did he manage to make this change to Twitter, but we have to look at his company. What's Tesla doing? What's his main company doing?
Oh.
Well, a couple of small things. First, Tesla throws a massive grand opening party for the Gigafactory in Texas. And apparently this thing had like a freaking Ferris wheel. It's like a grand party down in this new factory. Yeah, concerts and everything, apparently.
Who is this protester? Tesla geek seeks friend. Please pick me as your number one guest. Smiley.
Because I believe you have to actually get a ticket in order to go to this grand opening. So it says the CEO has proven himself a good match for the go big or go home state of Texas. The Cyber Rodeo at Giga Texas, an invitation only bash for thousands of guests at Tesla's new $1 billion plus Gigafactory in Austin was the biggest secret and the toughest ticket in town. As many as 15,000 people were expected to attend the private event hosted by Tesla mogul Musk to mark the opening of the new factory in Travis County that also serves as the company's new home following its move from California. CBS Austin reported that Austin Mayor Steve Adler, city council members, and Travis County commissioners were among those who received tickets to the exclusive event, while many Tesla owners and fans of Musk circled the perimeter of the new factory in hopes of being taken in as someone's plus one. Hence the sign.
Oh, +1. Okay, I thought that was number one. I don't know why.
I love the man. I do love the man, Mike Bertie. Yeah, Mike Bertie, an artist from Los Angeles and Elon Musk superfan, told CBS Austin. And then
Bertie.
And then some were Adil Jawad. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that name, but some were Adil Jawad from Washington, also on the road near the factory to take in the action. We're here today because we want a trip, and we knew also was having the event, and we're big fans of the brand. So people were literally traveling cross country to try to get into this new factory. And a county issued permit said the event included interactive tours, food, alcohol, and live entertainment.
Man, I couldn't attend that. Damn it.
The event, which ended at midnight, was off limits to the general public and the news media. Pyrotechnics leading up to the start of the big event, which included a presentation by Musk dressed in a t-shirt and jeans and a black cowboy hat, was live streamed on Tesla's YouTube channel. And you can see that image.
He looks like a pop star, honestly.
Well, keep in mind there was fire in this event. They actually had pyrotechnics.
My God, he looks like he could I don't know. He looks like he could sing.
Right.
I don't know. I'm actually fanboying over some guy. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, so there's a lot of other things. And you can kind of see this Gigafactory under construction in one of these images here. You can see how big it is. It's the last image before it says trending news. That's how big this factory is.
Oh yeah. There's no state income tax in Texas.
Yep.
A selling point for his move there. That makes sense.
Is that in the fact that, he was very critical of California for a while too because of its high taxes and everything, and they were like, "No, we need to get out of here for I could bolster my own business."
Yeah, and I assume his political stances obviously didn't line up with California. I know that California is very divided. Like it's just as bad as the other states, but it's one state that hates each other.
It's like the Southwest. I would say like middle, like once you get like the west coast of California, like the main coast, is very left leaning, and then you get to a lot of the inland inland counties, and it gets to be very conservative.
Wow, I didn't know. I wanted to see the political divide between California.
Like you can look it up easily, I'm sure, but yeah, what do you think
about Northern California, where the girl is so warm? Sorry.
But yeah, it's interesting little party. I figured I would note this, but also apparently the Cybertruck will finally be starting its sales next year. Elon Musk has announced this at the opening party for the company's Gigafactory. So this was during that time. And he showed off the production Cybertruck vehicle, which looks like its previous versions, except its doors no longer have handles. That's right.
Oh my God. Dude, I could drive down to 7-Eleven while looking like a low poly model from a PlayStation 1 game. Holy shit!
The car will be able to tell that you're there, and it will know it's supposed to open the doors.
I actually quite like it though. It's like it's nostalgic in a really weird way.
Like, imagine if you had the if Tesla gave you not Tesla. Wow, imagine if Musk drove the Cybertruck and gave it to you at your house, and you got to go around town and be like, "Hey, I just need to get myself a gallon of milk at the 7-Eleven."
Does he have any like children that are like my age?
No, he has like the child with Grimes that has the funny name.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
I mean, if he did, you would have became that guy's best friend or girl.
Yeah. I would. If Elon Musk just decided, yeah, time to take a road trip. I don't know. I don't know what he sounds like. But if he just decided to take a road trip, all the way to me, I would feel lucky, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't expect it, and I'd be like, is RoboCop like gonna kill me? Why is there a car parked outside my front door that looks like it's from the future? And then I just see a dude in a cowboy hat. I'm like, holy shit. It oh my god. Bobby Kotick sent the original Cole Cassidy to kill me. Also known as McCready. Mm-hmm. And then he knocks on my door and I'm cowering in fear. And he goes to my windowsill and is like, "What? Hello? What are you doing? Why are you cowering?" And I'm like, "Don't go near me, McCready." And then he's like, "What the fuck? I'm here to give you a fucking car." And I'm like, "What?"
Right. And then also, it's also going to release this Tesla Semi-EV next year. So that's like Tesla semi-truck. So you can... Where? So you know those big giant trucks you see in the highway?
Yeah.
That's what the Tesla Semi is. It's one of those.
What do those look like? Let me look it up. Oh my god. Tesla semi-truck. What does it look like? Images. Oh my god. It looks like a bullet train.
Yep.
Holy crap, that's actually really cool looking. It looks like like I said, it looks like RoboCop is about to like transform into Optimus Prime and like murder me.
And apparently Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot will also start production in 2023.
Really?
So this is going to be a robot that can accomplish tasks that human won't be able to do. I actually am curious about this myself. I'll probably look that up after this episode's recorded.
He is a Robert. He is a cop. Sorry.
But yeah, any thoughts on this? New Cybertrucks coming out 2023, semi-EV trucks, and Optimus humanoid robots. All coming next year because of this Gigafactory.
I mean, I can't wait to see them. I'd like to try one out. I mean, like I said, it looks like a low poly PlayStation 1 model, but then again, I'd also be afraid that, like I said, half robot, half human, all cop, except his programming's fucked up, and now he's gonna stop motion break down my door and send pull out his Beretta and
Right. All right.
and then he's gonna gift me a Cybertruck and be like, I come from the future.
Right.
I'm here to protect John Connor. And I'll be like, the fuck? And then, I don't know. And he's like, just kidding. Here's a Cybertruck. Go fuck yourself now.
Right.
And just takes a giant leap through my ceiling and leaves.
Right.
Nobody would know a thing. Honestly, though, I've been trying to invest in solar panels. Fucking electricity is expensive.
Right. I hear you. I think that's all we have to say for right now. So we don't have any comments of the day because, of course, we don't have any. We're too small. And if you like what you see here today, make sure you follow us subscribe and follow us on, say, YouTube or any of the podcast sites that we're on, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. A link tree to which is down below if you want to go check any of that out. Also, to make sure you check out FluufAlpaca and Fall Through Gaming and his other channel for
Oh,
a
yes.
for a gameplay of Seal World.
Yeah,
And possibly a Chrono Trigger playthrough and the live reveal of the FluufAlpaca action RPG game when it starts development.
yeah. Certainly. We shall. We shall in the future see a world where the Mac 15 is a thing.
Of course. A world where you play as FluufAlpaca, and then as you play the game, you get a skill tree, and you can get more weapons and stuff.
Yeah. And these weapons shoot more weapons. Except, no, it'll be like that one, legally distinct Pokemon firearm game.
Yeah. Or better yet, a FluufAlpaca action RPG that plays like Fallout.
Yeah. With 110% less iguana bits.
Right.
Because
Anyways,
iguana bits are not iguana. Just so you know.
also make sure you check us out on Discord so we can have a community to talk about with everybody. And also join the Hydrowave 99 Reddit too for more community interaction. I'm your coordinator, Hydrowave 99.
And I'm your co-coordinator, FluufAlpaca.
And we'll see everybody next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Fuck my god. Whack.